How's everyone's evening so far?
Good.
Only one person? Only one person said good?
I'm great, Arendita. Thank you for asking. I'm doing really well.
The weather just got colder. Is it me or from this morning till now the temperature dropped?
It did.
We have
It
6
did.
members.
Yeah, we need to bundle up again just for a few more days.
Yeah, I definitely jumped the gun. I go outside with like a hoodie and a sweater, and I'm like, it's not quite there yet. I should definitely have my coat, but I'm willing it to be warmer, I guess.
Yes, yes.
We have our
Collective,
6 members.
who logged on?
Chandra.
Thank you, Sandra. Shall we begin, Madam President?
Yes, I suppose so. You have to guide me through these things, so I'm ready to be guided.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining in. This is the March 23rd, 2022 at 6 p.m. calendar business meeting for Community Education Council District 8. My name is Erenira Cerrillo. I am the administrative assistant to CEC 8, as well as the guest moderator for this evening, my co-host, Richard Guevara, the CEC 8 district-based liaison from the Office of Family and Community Empowerment. I just want to cover a couple ground rules before we go ahead and get started. Before the meeting begins, we want to remind you to please mute yourself whenever you're not speaking. And this is a public meeting, as therefore it's being recorded. And lastly, there will be a public comment session in our agenda tonight, and we will share logistics during that portion. We do have interpretation services this evening. We are covering Spanish, Bengali, and Arabic on separate working lines. Our interpreters are as follow: from Spanish, Linda Perla and Marina Florencia Fasalari. And in Bengali, we have Asma Ulhusna and MD Nurul Amin Noyon. And in Arabic, Tagreed Mohammed Yehia Darwis, I apologize for your name, and Selwa Abdal Sadij Abdallah. And if you wish to dial, you may do so in the following. Spanish.
Buenas tardes a todos. Para entrar a la línea de español, por favor, marque el número 347-966-4114. Una vez más, el número de español para la línea es 347-966-4114. E ingresen el número PIN 720-423-479 numeral. Una vez más, el número PIN es 720-423-479 numeral. Por favor, una vez de haber ingresado a la línea, silencione su teléfono para que no haya ruido e interfieran con la interpretación. Muchísimas gracias.
Thank you, Marina. Bengali.
Thank you. Following information is for Bengali speaking participants. আপনারা যারা বাংলায় এই মিটিংটা শুনতে চান তারা আপনাদের ফোন থেকে ডায়াল করুন 347-966-4114 এবং পিন নাম্বার ব্যবহার করুন 9366639 এবং তারপর হ্যাশ। আমি আবার বলতেছি, বাংলায় যারা এই মিটিংটা শুনতে চান তারা আপনার ফোন থেকে ডায়াল করবেন 347-966-4114 এবং পিন নাম্বার ব্যবহার করবেন 9366639 এবং তারপর হ্যাশ। এবং বাংলায় যারা আপনারা ফোনে এই মিটিং শুনতেছেন এবং ভিডিওতে এই মিটিং এ জয়েন করছেন, দুইটাতেই আপনারা মিউট করে রাখবেন এবং আপনাদেরকে কথা বলার জন্য পরে সময় দেওয়া হবে। ধন্যবাদ। থ্যাংক ইউ।
Thank you, Bengali. And lastly but not least, Arabic interpretation, please.
مساء الخير جميعا. برجاء الاتصال لاستخدام خدمة الترجمة الشفوية باللغة العربية. أرجاء الاتصال على الرقم 347-966-4114 وبرجاء إدخال الرمز عند الاتصال 205-165-856 ورمز الشباك، وبرجاء وضع أنفسكم على الصامت إلا في حالة احتياج لسؤال. شكرا جزيلا. Thank you.
Thank you, Arabic. Because we have simultaneous interpretation all throughout this meeting, it is very important that everyone speaks slower than usual to allow the interpreters to keep up. If you are conducting a presentation, please make certain that you pause and you allow our interpreters enough time to interpret your presentation. Please do not talk over anyone. And this is the agenda for tonight's meeting.
Okay, is this where I call us to order, or do we do the introduction first? Okay, all right.
Call to
So
order.
I now call, okay, thanks. I now call this meeting to order at 6:08 p.m. on Wednesday, March 23rd, 2022. Will someone do the pledge, please?
I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Aurora. And now we'll do roll call. And Aurora, you're stepping in for Gina, yes?
That's correct.
Thank you.
Roll call is as followed for CEC8's calendar meeting Wednesday, March 23rd, 2022, time 6:08. Crystal Brockington. Latoya Coleman.
Present.
Sandra De Jesus.
Present.
Farah Despain.
Present.
Lourdes Jabode.
Present.
Sabrina Rocchio.
Present.
Aurora Rond is present. Gina Staten is absent. And Jadali Small. I'm sorry. Absent are Crystal Brockington, Gina Staten, and Jadali Small from CEC8 calendar meeting Wednesday, March 23rd, 2022. Time starts 6:08 p.m.
Okay, and now we'll introduce the council for those of you who do not know us in person. Obviously, that's me, your president, Lourdes Jabode, our first vice president, and also the borough president appointee and chair of the youth committee and co-chair of the special education committee. Next, we have Latoya Coleman, second vice president, IEP chair, and also the chair of the anti-bullying domestic violence committee and the co-chair of the parent and community empowerment committee. Next, we have Sandra De Jesus, our treasurer. Next, Gina Staten, who is not with us tonight, but we send her lots of love. She is our recording secretary and also the chair of our mental health committee. And then we have Crystal Brockington, who's also not here with us, and our wonderful CEC8 council member. And next we have with us Sabrina Wokio, who is obviously a member and also the chair of the Special Education Committee. And of course, we have Owa Rwanda, who's also a borough president appointee, the chair of Social Media Committee and the co-chair of Parent and Community Empowerment, and also the co-chair of the Anti-Bullying Domestic Violence Committee. Okay, so now, so we'll approve the resolutions before the before the minutes. Okay, that's fine. So we won't have a resolutions, but we'll do it by motion. So if we can have a motion to allocate $2,600 per event. So the events are the Spring Health Fair, the June Legislative Breakfast, and the June Parent Day, $2,600 a piece. With the understanding that we may, if we don't spend more money, a bit of money here, we'll put it towards the other event so that we make sure that we're spending every single penny, because we want nothing going back to the state. Yes? Can I have a motion, please?
I motion to accept.
I second Lourdes Jabode.
Okay, thank you. Can we take the vote, Aurora, please?
Sure thing. Arundita, could you pull it up for me?
Sure thing.
That's for the minutes. Said she was talking about the money.
Right. I didn't make a slide for it because we had discussed of other options, but this just happened.
Okay, so the motion is for $2,600 per event. It was motioned by Sandra De Jesus and second by Lourdes Jabode. The roll call is as follows. Crystal Brockington, who's not with us tonight. Latoya Coleman.
Yes.
Sandra De Jesus.
Yes.
Farah Despain.
Yes.
Lourdes Jabode.
Yes.
Sabrina Rocchio.
Yes.
I'm a yes, and Gina Staden is not with us tonight. So the motion is passed with all 6 members that are present.
Thank you. And I guess now we'll take a minute to review the minutes if we already have not, and then we'll vote.
Motion to approve the minutes.
I second.
Crystal Brockington, who is not here. Latoya Coleman.
Yes.
Sandra De Jesus. The motion is to approve the minutes for 2/16's meeting. Do you approve, yes or no? Sandra?
Yes.
2 weeks, I believe now.
Sarah?
Yes.
Lourdes?
Yes.
Sabrina Rocchio?
Yes.
I'm a yes, and Gina Staden is absent as well. So we have all 6 members that are present that did approve the minutes for the meeting from February 16th, 2022.
Thank you so much. And now it's 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 time for my report. Okay, let's go. Bear with me for a minute. Okay, thank you. So on March 11th, I believe it was, if I'm wrong, please correct me. The Chancellor and the Mayor visited the 192 campus to announce the continuation of Summer Rising. Parents were happy that the name Summer Rising was kept, and many improvements would be made to the program, as academics will not be the only thing offered. Seemingly, it will operate more like summer camp with many cultural excursions and the children spending a lot of time outdoors and on trips. Academics will include not only remedial courses, but also accelerated
Excuse me,
courses.
can you slow down a little bit?
Oh, I'm sorry. Would you like me to repeat that?
Yes.
Okay, because today I actually wrote it down. All right. So on March 11th, the Chancellor and the Mayor visited the 192 campus to announce the continuation of Summer Rising. Parents were happy that the name Summer Rising was kept because, the Chancellor was trying to change it, and parents were like, no way. And many improvements would be made to the program, as academics will not be the only thing offered. Seemingly, it will operate more like summer camp with many cultural excursions and the children spending a lot of time outdoors and on trips. And I know that there were a few council members who brought up to the Chancellor and the Mayor that the fact that, there are some buildings with no AC, and with the virus and everything and the heat of the summer, do we really want to keep the kids indoors? So the Mayor said to us that the kids will be kept indoors mostly in the morning, and in the afternoon, they will be out and about. So academics will include not only remedial courses, but accelerated courses for those who need it. So at that same event, the CEC took the opportunity to invite the Chancellor, the Mayor, Assemblyman Benedetto, and Councilwoman Velasquez to roundtables with CEC 8 and New York City South to discuss education matters that are important to us parents in District 8 throughout the Bronx and of course throughout the city, since we are now the Coalition for Educating Families Together. So everyone accepted, they have all accepted our invitations. So please, parents, look forward to that. So superintendents are now reapplying for their positions. CEC 8 is doing all it can to ensure that parent voice and parent choice will really matter in the C37 process. To that end, we are pushing hard to make sure we get the names and information of all applicants in a timely fashion so that we can make real recommendations. We are pushing for some modifications to the system so that it's not the usual dog and pony show that it usually is, right? So that it's not a situation in which the decision is already made and parent voice is just like checking a box. We're not going to do that. So more to come on that, so we can tell you what the strategy will be for District 8 to really have the superintendent that the parents want. At least our voice should seriously be heard. So next is, as you know, this is an election year for governor, state senators, and state assembly members. Once again, CEC 8 in collaboration with New York City Coalition for Educating Families Together, which was the Bronx Parent Leaders Advocacy Group, but as you well know, we went citywide. We will be holding candidate forums again to seek to make education issues the center of our political discourse in the borough, in the state, since, this time, the governor is up, right? And of course, in the city as usual, even though we already got our mayor. So please look forward to that. On March 4, a few of us testified at the hearing on mayoral control, and we testified against the continuation of mayoral control because mayoral control is undemocratic, oppressing the very people like us, who need to be empowered to provide solutions for the education problems that we face in our communities and solve the community problems that we know weigh so heavily on education. So, the mayor is not on the ground, he's not in our communities, he cannot solve every problem, so therefore he shouldn't have all that power. So just generally speaking, so we understand, mayoral control is what prevented us from getting a remote option, even though we fought really hard for it. Mayoral control is what has silenced parents up to now in terms of the things that we want, which is why we want to make sure that when it comes to our superintendent, that mayoral control is not going to decide our superintendent. So, and mayoral control is what prevents us from solving systemic academic issues that can be resolved if communities were empowered. Mayoral control is why our schools are not fully funded, even when they are fully funded, as we'll talk about a little bit later in this report. Although we have tremendous respect for Mayor Adams and Chancellor Banks, but all that power should not be concentrated in the hands of the few, while these decisions impact our lives in ways that they don't understand and possibly don't care. And that has to change because, you know, as parents, we don't have the name recognition, we don't have the money, and we don't have the power, you know, the wealth to just call the mayor and say, do this or do that. So we need to make sure that we have a voice at the table and that we are constantly at the table helping to make decisions. So on Monday that just passed, the 21st, the City Council held a hearing on the education budget. I was unable to testify, to testify, because I had signed up, but the program went so late, I had to go and present at a different meeting. But in the testimony that I am submitting, we are making it clear that parents need to have a voice on what the DOE spends our taxpayer money on. The DOE needs oversight from parents as well to make sure that the money is being spent on programs that parents find are necessary for the intellectual growth, the career and college readiness, and the social emotional well-being of their children. Furthermore, the budget needs to be shared with parents in a way that makes sense to parents, because I don't know how many of you, when you go to SLT meetings, they talk about the budget, but what does that mean? And we know at this, you know, when they come to present the budget at the CEC, we always have this question. Yes, we get it school by school, but what does that mean for the district? So SLTs need to function properly in order for parents to have a real voice on how their school budgets are spent. Furthermore, for CECs, budget presentations need to be made in a way that addresses district patterns and district needs so that we can advocate properly for the needs of the districts. We are also proposing that schools and districts are funded according to need and not some arbitrary numbers based on some abstract formula. It is also unconscionable that charter schools will be getting a larger share of the money that was designated for district schools, because we're the only school district in New York State in which the state doesn't cover the cost of the rent for charter schools, something that is the direct result of mayoral control, because Bloomberg sold out the district schools back in 2007 in a deal that he made with the state that would allow him to bring more charter schools into the city in his quest to privatize the public schools. So parents understand this. Even though we are fully funded for the first time, we are not getting all the monies that belong to us because the majority of it is going to go to pay rent for charter schools. And finally, as you heard, CEC 8 is trying to bring back some of our community activities. So please look forward to our health fair that is upcoming. If I forget the date for the health fair, somebody please help me in your report when you follow me. And the date for the legislative breakfast, I believe, is June 4th. And the date for the parent day, and we want to see all of you at Orchard Beach because that's where we're going to do it. And that will be on June 11th. So we are purposely making sure that whatever community events that we do, we are doing it outdoors because we are very conscious that we are not out of the pandemic yet, even though the DOE and I guess every state in the nation is deciding that it's over, but we know things are spiking again. So parents, please protect yourselves and protect your children. We are not yet out of this pandemic. And this brings me to the end of my report. Thank you. Am I lost on the agenda now? As always, I'm always lost because I'm not.
It's time for the members' reports.
Yes, thank you. So that was my report, and now we'll have reports from the members and announcements, unfinished business, stuff like that. So forgive me. I can only see the folks who are on my screen. I don't see very well. But Lourdes, may I come to you? I'm sorry, it's like I caught Lourdes in something. Do you want us to come back to you? Okay, sure. Next person that I see on my screen, Sandra. Sandra will be happy today because I actually see her today. Go ahead, Sandra, please, if you have a report.
Well, not really, other than basically just doing the food pantry for the seniors and children in the shelter and temporary housing. We give them a lot of food. Other than that, we go out there and give out test kits. We've been giving out test kits all over the Bronx practically. I work along with Urban Healthcare, which gives out test kits, which gives me test kits by the hundreds, and we give them out to everybody in the community. Other than that, we'll be having an autism walk in April. I will send out the flyer for the 41st precinct if anybody would like to join. I'm trying to get lots of people to come out. So basically, that's what I'm working on now.
Thank you so
Along
much,
with getting people to come out for our health fair. I'm having a few of the medical field people come out, like urban, like WellCare, Metro Plus, Health First, a couple of people to come and table for our event.
Thank you so much, Sandra. And Latoya, I see you on my screen. Would you like to give a report, please?
Well, thank you for coming, everyone. I just want to say that as being the chair for domestic violence and anti-bullying, as well as the PACE committee, I've been working with NYPCC, which is New York Psychotherapy and Counseling Center, as well as Suicide of New York, of addressing the mental awareness throughout our district. They will be partnering with us to set up tables at our health fair, as well as coming to our April meeting. As we know, mental health month is May, but we should be addressing mental health every day, not just in May. So hopefully we can partner with them on a regular basis, and working with Aurora with getting our health fair up and running.
Thank you for that, Latoya. And I have to say that our health fair will also be most probably at Soundview Park, I'm sorry. And if not, I know we discussed possibly St. Mary's, but I think we're shooting for at least Soundview. Sandra will guide us more on that because Sandra wants us to be in the Hunts Point area more. And I couldn't agree more. And then our legislative breakfast will be, we hope, at the YMCA, but in their yard, right? I mean, Lourdes can probably talk more about that because I don't know what it's called.
That's all
But I
I
know
did,
I've been
that
there before.
YMCA.
I've held at least 2 or 3 events there before, so it will be outside so that we don't have to worry about catching COVID. Okay, so so I know forgive me if I didn't read the chat very well, but I know there's somebody in the chat that says that they can help us with that because they are from the New York City Parks something. So please join us and help us leave your information for us. Yes, so that
yes, sounds good. I'd love the email.
Thank you. So then our next report, Lourdes, are you ready for us to come back to you? Okay.
Good evening, everyone. It's not much I have for reporting. March 21st is May 21st is actually the spring health fair. I posted it on the chat from 10 to 1 p.m. And so far, what they're looking at is as the Soundview area. So that will be a great opportunity for our communities to join us, get to know each other, spend some time, celebrate each other, coming back in unity and most importantly, in knowing how to take care of ourselves and others, right? Thank you very much to Monica Mayer for joining us tonight on behalf of the Borough President office. And I was also one of those people that attended the press conference when the spring's summer rising was announced. I was very happy. I was thrilled because the day before that, at the Chancellor's Parent Advisory Council, we had been discussing, as I am a representative in that council and executive board member myself, we had been discussing the name of the program. There had been so many names thrown out there, and we continue to say it's not the name what needs to change. It's not the name what needs to change. It's what went wrong. And I was thrilled, happy. I don't even know what kind of more words to put in there to hear that we were listened to, that we were heard for, I like to say, the first time, and we were considered in the comment in the you know the end result, that Summer Rising continues to be called Summer Rising, but there will be a whole lot of changes, which we are working directly with the Chancellor's office staff, making recommendations for those changes, making sure that our parents, our students, our entire communities are satisfied with the outcome of this. They still and as Madam Chair, as Madam President said, Farah Despain, there's still the question about the schools that are, not enough ACs and so on and so forth. Regardless of that few hours that the children are going to spend in the building, we still got to find out how we're going to keep them cool, how we're going to keep them safe, healthy, and so on and so forth. As we know, the temperatures, regardless of the hours, temperatures will go up, and schools that have no ACs, children tends to get sick. So we want to make sure that somehow someone listens to us parents, help us find a way of getting ACs to our schools that are older than, some are older than me, and that have not been upgraded to have these, to have everything that they need. Equity, 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 equity. I can't say it enough. We just continue to ask for equity. We just continue to bang that drum requesting equity. But when, the budget, says one thing and then it goes some other way, then where's really the equity in education for our children? So we hope we could make some changes and we could change some minds down the line. Thank you. And anyone else who is welcome to take over.
Thank you so much, Lourdes. And I see Sabrina, before we lose her again, because I know she told me her.
I think you're going to lose. I'm sorry.
Yes.
My internet is so unstable, but I have nothing to report at this time for the sake that I might get cut off. So thank you.
Okay. And next, who do I see on my screen?
Me.
Who said me?
Aurora.
Aurora, go ahead, Aurora, please. It is a struggle to see.
Well, I wanted to thank Superintendent Joint and her team, who got Latoya and I together with Dr. Roger Ball to work on some incentives for domestic violence. Happy to say that we will be having a series of workshops on how to recognize and so forth. I also attended Community Board 9 and hooked up with someone from the DA's office who will be presenting at our April meeting to offer free workshops that will cover most of the committees for CEC 8, such as youth, special education, mental health, and so forth. And he is willing to offer workshops to all schools for free. And he says he has morning, night, and Saturday workshops available for anyone reaching out once he does his presentation. I also attended the 192 campus with the mayor and the chancellor, had some wonderful things that he put into play, and I was happy to hear it. And I've been working with Community Board 10 on getting the 45th precinct to put police patrol cars in certain areas due to an uptick in violence in certain areas in 4-block radius as well.
Thank you so much,
And
Aurora. I'm sorry, are you done?
that covers my report. That's what I
Okay,
was going to
okay.
say. And thank you,
Fine.
everyone, for joining us.
Okay, so did I miss anybody from the CC?
Madam Chair, Madam President, can I just add something to my report?
Sure. You're muted.
I'm sorry. Thank you for the opportunity. Something else that I like to bring up to the community is very important, is the safety of our children. You know, there's been a lot of activity out there that is not very safe for our community completely, not just our children. And I just want to ask from, you know, any and all elected officials that might be here or might be listening to please provide the police support, the safety for everyone in our communities, because our children, our sisters, our daughters, aunts, uncles, grandmothers, etc., their life are at stake, and it is important that we take care of our community together, not just, you know, one person at a time. So I just wanted to say that. Thank you.
Thank you. So I would like to, because oh God, I'm going to mispronounce the name. I know Lexi has to go soon. So I first want to recognize Monica Major from the Borough President's Office. If you have anything to say, Monica. Okay, she's probably, I don't know. I don't know. So then I'll recognize Council Member Amanda Farias, if you want to say a few words.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Thank you to the CEC for inviting me this evening to say hello to everyone. I will be brief because I'm sure everybody wants to eat, focus on homework, all of the things that we got to do. And I've had a long day at City Hall. So I just wanted to report in, one, say hello, two, say my office is open. We've been open since the second week in January, fully staffed. We're still following city protocol around COVID. So we are by appointment only, but you can call in or send an email in. We do have Spanish speakers and Bangla speakers. So the community is ready to receive all concerns, issues, praises that you'd like to give the office. I've been, since post our general election in November, when I became the city councilwoman, I've been hunting every single school down to meet and greet all the admin and principals and superintendents. We did have an administrative shift in January, so a lot of people are in flux in terms of central admin, but I've reached a little bit over a quarter of our schools so far in terms of actual tours and being able to see the activities happening within the schools, some capital upgrades that are needed, which schools have after-school programs and which do not, and how we can support that. And I'm happy to hear from the CEC as well. If there's any feedback, if you want to compile an email or anything like that where you know there are actual problems or you would like to see certain programming, please feel free to give that to our office. We are in the midst of an active and negotiating budget. I have quite a bit of leadership in this incoming council. The speaker has put me on the budget negotiation team and on the committee on finance. And so I am like deep in numbers all the time and in a lot of meetings hearing from all of the city agencies, including education. So we are working really hard to make sure there are no or very minimal amount of cuts, and that those cuts are not actually impacting the successes of our students and the investments made in each of them. So outside of that, on a large macro scale of budget, internally inside the district, I have my own discretionary and capital budget. I'm working on hearing from all the schools on their capital ideas where we can put some RESOA money. And I'm working on looking and identifying the different types of nonprofit organizations that are doing a plethora of different activities, to music programs, to dating and sexual assault, sexual violence for young people, and on who can actually bring some sort of workshops and different activities into our schools. I'm also working directly with our borough president, Vanessa Gibson, on which projects we can actually work in conjunction with one another and make sure they get fully funded and we get to roll out in the next couple of years for our schools. We do have some upcoming events and things happening in my district office. We have tax prep actively happening. So for any families or any of you on the call that need assistance with tax preparation, we have quite a few organizations in the district that we've funded that can assist and do it for free. We have CUNY Immigration Services happening every Thursday out of my office. Everything is by appointment only, so you can call the district office number and we can get you an RSVP or get you an appointment. We are in the midst of planning a lot of wonderful events in April, May, and June, including a silent disco at a local school and some shredding and green events. I know people love a shredding event and an electronics drop off, we know, so it's coming. But the silent disco will be really cool too. So please come out with your kids and our students and make sure, even though people walking by will see us just dancing with headphones on, but that's okay because you'll be hearing it inside and you can jam on your own. And then we have a bunch of other stuff coming up. I am proactively trying to focus on our budget to make sure we're getting the biggest bang for our buck. A lot of our money used to go outside of the district, and I'm really being intentional in ensuring that things are coming back into our senior centers, back into our older adult programming, back to youth services and into our schools. So it's taken me a little bit longer to do, but that intentionality is important in making sure that our tax dollars are coming right back to the community. And the last thing I'll say is I'm having my community inauguration this Saturday at Junior High School 131/Soundview Academy. My mom graduated from 131. I grew up in Soundview. So I'm really excited to be having it in the community. It's kid friendly, it's open to everyone. You can see online, I have an RSVP, but you're more than welcome to just come. Doors open at 11:30. And then afterward, we'll have some snacks and we can take photos, but we'll be getting to see the beautiful diversity of our community with some performances from local students. And I'll be finally sworn in the community. We got to do it in December at City Hall, but this one is about all of us coming together in Council District 18. So thank you for giving me some time to say hello. My office is open. You can email us at district18@council.nyc.gov or call us at 718-792-1140. You know, my staff is great. They're working really hard. I'm actively outside in the community doing events too. So feel free if you see me to say hello and stop me and to give me a complaint too. If you see me, that's okay too. I don't know if we're doing Q&A or not, but feel free to ask me any questions through email or call as well if we don't do that tonight. But thank you for giving me a moment, Farah.
Yes, we will have Q&A a little bit later. If you want to stay around, we would love it. But now we have to, Superintendent, please give us a chance because one of our presenters has to go, so we have to switch around the program a little bit.
Can I just say, Farah, forgive me, my computer is going to do a manual restart, so it's going to log me off. I'll come back on, but I thought I was going next. So, so go ahead, and then I don't know how long it's going to take me, but when I disappear, I'll come back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everybody's having issues today. Okay, so Lexi, right? Please go. The floor is yours. Did I have the wrong name, Arendita? Is it Lexi?
No. It's Lexi. I hope he didn't step away.
Oh,
Or he's having
wow.
trouble with his microphone. Oh man, we're having some technical
Hello,
difficulties.
can people hear
Yes,
me?
Yes, we
Give
can.
me a thumbs up because my audio isn't working. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Thank you, Arendita, for helping with that. Yes, I'm Lexi Alexander. I'm with the Park Rangers. I'll be as quick as I can. I really tried my best to make this as accessible. So the Park Rangers, as you see, have been connecting New Yorkers to parks throughout the Bronx. Like as you see here, there's a ranger with a different bird of prey, and the person here is engaging learners of all ages and basically telling people that the park is accessible and it's for all New Yorkers, and you don't have to leave the Bronx to see beautiful nature and recreational activities. I'll give a pause right there to for some translating, and then give me a thumbs up, Arendita, when I can go on.
The translation is simultaneous. You can continue on through.
Yes, thank you for asking.
I wanted to start with every weekend we have free events. This weekend, for example, we're going to learn about Anne Hutchinson, the Bronx first feminist. She was leading different movements in study and scholarship before any of the men were. We're talking about Signs of Spring. And in a week from Saturday, we'll get to go to the landfill at Pelham Bay Park and look for hawks. I'm happy to wait for translation, but I also put it on other languages. So I'll give a second for our Spanish speakers to read this. I'll highlight this one where I'm circling is good. And these are these weekends. I will send these to everyone. So I'll take another pause. Arendita, you give me like an okay. I'll wait a few minutes.
You don't have to pause all the time, Lexi. You can keep going. Not a problem.
Next, I'm happy to discuss our natural classroom program that really, like I said, breaks it down nice and simple: people, places, and parks. All of this to connect our audience, particularly school groups. So any teachers, educators, superintendents, I would definitely love to connect with you all. These programs are free for the rest of the school year. They're an hour and a half, and they do direct, interactive, movement-based, tactile objects to get students into their parks. In this case, it'd be Pelham Bay Park for District 8. We can go to Soundview Park, perhaps Barretto Park, Pugsley Park, and some more. So I definitely encourage all the teachers here to reach out to me if you want to add on to your current science curricula or find ways to engage your students in their parks. I can give you a second as well for some people to read the benefits of the program in terms of connecting with Common Core and ultimately building positive stewardship characteristics to have all New Yorkers of all backgrounds feel that they can access and work with people in their parks. So I'll give a few minutes for that. You can read here. I had this really great discussion with Arendita earlier today about the need to connect young people as well, not even just our very young, but even our young adults into different programs. So what I really enjoy about parks is, with the Rangers, we provide that beginning education, but I would love to connect with you guys as well and find ways to pass this information around. The workforce development program gets either summer youth groups, which I can send. So any students looking for summer work and starting in maintenance. But I was just talking to other colleagues and we have some people that started in maintenance, that maybe didn't have the resources to get to college or couldn't go right away. And some of them rose up the ranks through this program to be like director of park maintenance and operations and making up to 6 figures. So it's a really great program. And this is something that the city can offer the Community Education Council District and all schools in District 8. So this is why I'm grateful that Arendita welcomed me. Take a sec. I'm going to send all these links as well. So I'll make that clear to everyone who's translating that I'm going to send all of this with the PowerPoint so everyone can read it. I'm just trying to go a little slow to give some people a chance to glance.
Sir, one of our principals
And
is asking for
lastly,
your
we
contract.
just got this notice today is that we have a seasonal notice for a nature and venture guide, a NAG, and they can help lead educational programs and work with a lot of different rangers and others across the borough. All the information is here. And I bring this up both for any students that you think might like to engage in this, community members. We always say, especially with parks, is those closest to some of the issues that you face in your parks and communities are the best equipped to deal with them, which is why this council is really amazing, because you guys are working firsthand. So you've seen a lot of the problems and the positives. So with this, I'm happy to pass this around as well. I don't have a translation for it, unfortunately, but I'll pass that around as well to really start to empower people to be in their parks. And I'm just really happy and lucky to do it. That's the rest of my time. I don't think my audio is working now, of course, but everyone was able to hear me, hopefully. Thumbs up. Okay, so I'll send this along. And that's it from me. Let's see how I stop sharing. Arendita, get me out of here. How do I stop sharing?
Scroll all the way up to the top of of your screen, and then it'll be highlighted green.
Okay, that's
like
it from me. I don't know what happened to my audio. Oh, my other number.
So we can ask questions.
You can try. I mean, we have he has 5 minutes because he has to leave. So
yeah. So Lexi, can you hear us at all? I don't think so.
It's okay. We connect with Lexi, and we have like 3 activities going on in parks and outdoors. So plus.
No, I'm sorry. This is Marina, one of the Spanish interpreters.
Hello?
Is she on the Spanish line?
Bueno. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Please mute yourselves.
Okay. Well, you know, we're on Zoom. Anything
Sí,
can
lo que
happen.
pasa es que yo
No.
no escuchaba más o menos.
This is the
no
Spanish
entiendo más o
interpreter.
Okay, so well, I guess superintendent. Angela, what should we do? Technically speaking, the superintendent was supposed to go first, and then Sarah, and then Lexi, but we have to switch that around. Sarah, do you mind waiting for the superintendent's?
I don't mind at all. Take
Okay, thank you. Go ahead, Superintendent Joint.
Okay, and forgive me because I cannot figure out how to stop the restart. It might end in the middle of me talking, so forgive me. I apologize. I'm going to share
No
my
worries.
screen. Can I get a thumbs up if you could see my screen? Awesome, thank you. And so State of the District for March, thank you for all being here tonight. It's so awesome to see you. As Farah and Lourdes and several members talked about, we did gather at the IS 192 campus for the press conference, and I was so glad to see a majority of the CEC members there. This is us outside enjoying one of each other, seeing each other in person. So thank you for everyone who came out and making this day a huge success. A couple updates. The first one was about the press conference. Summer Rising is coming to a school near you. Details to follow. As Aurora and LaToya mentioned, we are partnering together with Dr. Roger Ball around a series of domestic violence workshops for students and parents. It's going to happen on Saturdays during the day after school to best accommodate families so they can be in attendance. And we're really lucky to have Dr. Roger Ball support us with this. District 8 is a series of community outreach meetings, and they are underway. Thank you to Vanessa and Sylvia for my team to making this happen. By day, I'm in schools, and after school, I am meeting with elected officials, community board, district managers, and folks from the precincts. And so today we hosted our first one in the Soundview area with all of our principals that fall under Community Board 9. District Manager Rivera was with us, Deputy Inspector Ramsey, and Assemblymember Burgos, as we really talked about what are the needs of the community as we really bolster the connection and team spirit so that we're working for the common cause. My line is, let's row in the same direction. And so a lot of items came up about stop signs, speed cameras, lighting. And when we get all the folks around the table that can make things happen, we make things happen. And so Aurora mentioned the 45th precinct and the need for some things to happen. I'm actually meeting tomorrow with the captain of the 45th. And so Aurora, shoot me a text because whatever it is you need, let me put it out there too.
I definitely will, Jen.
I think
We
her
lost her.
computer just restarted. She will be
Okay,
back.
She will be back. Let's enjoy the fun. So while we're enjoying the fun, I guess Sarah will go with you. Thank you for being here.
Call to when she comes back and she can finish up and then I can resume. Anything works for me.
Well, I have a suggestion. Before Sarah starts, we do still have some announcements before the presentation, so we could fill that time gap before she continues and having two simultaneous presentations going on.
Okay, thank you, Angela. Good idea. LaToya usually reads them for us. LaToya, would you do us the honor? Is she still on?
I don't see the announcements on the screen.
Okay, coming up.
I'm sorry, I just received notice from Superintendent Joint and she is going to be logging back on in a moment.
Okay, so should we just silently wait? Because what is a moment? A minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes?
I'm sure she would not want you to wait. Her computer shut down, so I would say about maybe 3 minutes, but I'm sure she would want you to continue and she'll pick up where she left off once you give her that time too.
Thank you. So we'll do the announcements. Thank you.
Announcements are as follows. If you wish to be added to the CEC 8 email list, please click the link that will be provided in the chat box.
Next.
Arundita, please email us at the CC8 email to volunteer with one of our committees: social media, youth, anti-bullying, domestic violence, special education, PACE, parent and community empowerment, and mental health. Next, please. For New York City SEF, Bronx SEF, the Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube email should be provided in the chat. Next. Also, we are welcoming all parents, and we definitely need a ELL parent. We have 3 positions available. Please apply today at our CC8 email, which we provided earlier in the chat before. Next. As we all know, this is Women's History Month. Social Work Month. Oh, and save the date. Community Educational Council District 8 presents our Spring Into Health Fair, Community Knowledge Empowerment. Saturday, May 21st, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., Soundview Park, Bronx, New York.
Okay, thank you. I guess that brings us to the end of our announcements, and Superintendent Joint is right on time because she's back.
You can't make it up. Every night my computer restarts. I don't know why, and I don't know how to fix it. So my apologies. Let me go back to my screen share. So please forgive me. I think, or indeed it says I don't have the rights to screen share. It says host disabled this participant's right to screen share.
She just promoted you to co-host, so you should be able to do it now.
All right, let's try it. Now I can. Thank you so much. Thumbs up if we could see it. I don't see anyone, so can we see
Yes,
it?
we can see it, yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes,
So-
we see it.
Thank you. You are awesome. So as I was saying, we're outreaching to the community. Tomorrow I'll be meeting with the captain from the 45th precinct along with Vanessa and Sylvia. So whatever needs to be done, we're out there trying to figure it out. We've met with a lot of community board managers. I know community board 2, they were speaking so highly of Sandra. And so it's great when we're out there. Community Board 9 was talking about Farron, how wonderful she is. And so working together, we're really going to get things done for our schools. We just have a lot of other meetings on the schedule. So we're excited about that. There are people not muted, so I don't know.
That sounds like one of the
That's the
translators.
interpreter.
Yeah, do you want me to continue it, Andita, or we're good? Okay, and I know that Council Member Farias that we just heard from, we will be meeting with her on the 31st, so we're excited to be meeting with her. As a recommendation from our CC, District 8 Parents as Partners is back. It's something I think I had amnesia and I forgot about, but it is back. We hosted our first session. Sylvia did. She's on the call, our family support specialist, last Friday, the 18th. It was hosted by PS36. Big shout out to them. And the focus was on early childhood literacy. Our next session will be in April, and it will focus on math, and it will be hosted by PS75. It ties right into the next bullet, our new and improved parent calendar. This came out of, this was stemming from an idea from my District 8 Parent Advisory, where Sylvia is putting out a parent calendar every month, complete with the links to the virtual workshops. And so that Parents as Partners is on there. And something that I know Aurora said, she is the co-chair of the bullying committee. Box Out Bullying is a focus in this month and next month, really thinking about bullying and what we can do about it as a community. Our third annual science fair is coming up. Thank you to all of our CEC members who will be judging and leading judging rooms. Not an easy task, but one that is so appreciated. And then details to follow in terms of our District 8 movie that will go live on YouTube. We're really doing an awesome job with it as I'm working with Take Two Films around creating our science fair movie and really commemorating all of our awesome work in District 8. And finally, those state assessments are coming up. And so the ELA is March 29th through 31st. That's next week. And our math exams are in April. Details to follow. So thank you for bearing with me on my double report here. I'm going to try to stop sharing. And it's just a pleasure to see everyone today. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Superintendent. You're double.
I'm double sharing. Here we go. All right, I'm back. Thank you.
It was good. It was really good. So, and now I believe we do we have Senator Sepulveda there with us? I just wanted to give him an opportunity to say a few words.
Hello, greetings everyone. Up in Albany, fighting for the people in the Bronx, especially our education budget. We just completed the budget resolution, the one House Senate budget resolution for the 2022-23 budget. And we did a lot of pushing for money for our schools. We know that one of the issues we're going to be contending with is the issue of mayoral accountability. And I know some of you may have a different opinion with me on that, but I'm willing to have any kind of respectful discussion. As I've stated publicly, I believe that any mayor should have 4 years, because any kind of innovative change that they want to bring to a school system is going to take at least 4 years to show the impact. I don't think 2 years is nearly enough. But when we get to that point, I'm sure that Farah and I and the rest of you will have a real serious discussion about this issue. But I am very attentive to our educational system. I'm very attentive to the budgets. We put in $200 million for additional community schools here in the Bronx, and I believe either 2 or 3 of them are going to come into my senatorial district. So I'm very happy about that. Community schools, as I'm sure most of you know, do good work for the kids in our community. We're also putting in a lot of money for mental health and making sure that our schools have mental health counselors, crisis counselors, not only in a select few schools or having one counselor travel around from multiple schools, but have every school have a dedicated mental health professional in our schools. We're also making a push for, obviously, for the nutritional component of the schools. I'm a vegan. I love the vegan concept on Fridays. I know we have to do better in terms of what the kids may like, but trust me, I was 200 pounds before I became a vegan, and 4 years later, I weigh almost 45 pounds less. I was pre-diabetic. I'm no longer pre-diabetic. So it really has a positive impact on the health of our children and our families. If anybody wants to reach out to me, I'll give you my cell phone number. It's 347-582-8173. Sandra, I don't know why you're reaching for a pen. You already have it, but 347-582-8173. I welcome your calls, suggestions. Even though most of the educational issues go more directly through the city council, I work very closely with the city council persons in my district for the education of our children. Thank you so much for the work that you do, and God bless.
Thank you so much, Senator. And yes, we look forward to that debate with you, because you're going to have to change your mind. But we love you at CEC8 because you always support us in everything that we do.
Thank you. Thank you for the work that you do as well, Sarah.
Thank you. So
we'll be talking.
The conversation will always be respectful, but we will change your mind.
All right, we'll see how that. We'll work on that. Take care, everyone.
Thank you. Take care. Okay, and now we are back to Sarah. Thank you, Sarah, for your patience and thank you for being here.
Hello, everyone. I'm sorry to interrupt. This is Marina, one of the Spanish interpreters. It's a lady, one of our participants is asking for the phone number once again. If someone can put it maybe on the chat and maybe I can repeat it to her. The phone number of the gentleman, the speaker that was just speaking.
We will do that for you.
Thank you.
Yes. There you go. Latoya already did it. Thank you, Latoya. Yes. Oh, so sorry, Sarah. I'm back to you. Thank you for your patience.
My pleasure. Thank you for inviting me here. Hi, everybody. Good to see you all. Thanks for your commitment to our students. Thanks for the invitation. It's lovely to see you this evening. Yes, my name is Sarah Jane Wellach. I am representing the Paris Foundation. That's with 2 R's. So I'll just put my contact information in the chat. I hope I'm speaking slowly enough for interpretation. Hola, salam alaikum. I don't know a Bengali greeting, but I'd love to learn. So yes, the Paris Foundation is this amazing organization. We work with middle school and high school students. We're still meeting on Zoom every Saturday for 14 weeks. We have cycles throughout the year. And we teach the students science, technology, engineering, and math. So they get extracurricular education in STEM. And even if you went to the finest institutions, I don't think you'd get what we're offering, because we have people from Google that are going to be teaching coding. We have just so many interesting and engaging ways of speaking with our students and teaching them. And studies, of course, show that, education outside of the normal school day helps a student academically and in their career. So we offer, again, the Saturday program. It's open enrollment. Any middle and high school student is welcome to join us. You can go to our website and enroll through the site or contact me directly, and I'm happy to help with that process. We meet from 10 to 3 on Saturdays, and that will be through June 4th, skipping the Easter weekend. And then we also have a STEM speaker series. So we have people from the field coming to talk to the students about different interesting studies, careers in science, technology, engineering, and math. And then we also offer free tutoring. So if any of our students are having any trouble in their classroom studies or in the work that we're covering, we're happy to offer the free tutoring. And again, we have the STEM speaker series. So there are 3 components. There's the Saturday programming, still operating currently on Zoom, Saturdays 10 to 3. Any student middle through high school is welcome to join us. We also have free tutoring. So if a student requires help with their classroom work or something we're covering in the program, you're welcome to reach out to me directly, and I will pair the student with one of our amazing tutors. And then we have the STEM speaker series. So we have people coming in from different STEM fields talking to the students about their careers. So again, I'm just so happy to be here and talk to you about our program. I'm truly happy to answer any questions if that's appropriate. I'd love to talk with you more. I can tell you how the program was founded, if that's helpful. Tanya Paris is an amazing woman. So she grew up in the projects. She really wanted to study math, finance, and technology. So she got herself into Binghamton. She worked for the big names, Goldman Sachs, and different financial firms. And then she really wanted to give back. So that was in 2009. She developed the Paris Foundation. And she initially thought, okay, I'm going to give money to any student studying STEM from the same population. We target historically underserved students, but again, the program is open to anyone. But she realized at that time in 2009, there weren't a lot of students that were even interested in STEM. So she developed this Saturday program, which enables students to learn more. And we get them excited about math and science and all of it. And then we help them. We can help also with college applications. We can help with specialized school applications. We have connections to specialized schools if students would like to apply and would like help with financial aid. So we offer just so many different services, and we'd really like to get the word out. And I'm happy. Oh, can I post information for tutoring? Yeah, I would say just contact me directly and I'll learn more about the situation if you have some specific situation in mind. And then I'll pair you with one of our amazing tutors. So for instance, we have Jennifer who works with us, who typically charges $250 an hour for her tutoring services. But when she works with the Paris Foundation, she does it for free of charge. We have Sean Hershey, a good friend of mine who works at Google. He's making lots of money, right? He's doing innovative things in the world. And he comes in and helps our students learn about coding. And he also works directly with the students in tutoring. So we have just a variety of people that are giving their time and their energy. And I'm happy to pair your student or a student that you know with one of our amazing tutors. I don't know if you want something more general information. Typically the way that that operates during our online portion, you know, we used to meet in person. We'll go back to in person at some point soon. We have a building in Harlem. Right now we're still operating online. So typically the tutor and the student manage a schedule together, and they meet one-on-one to discuss any, again, classroom issues that are coming up or something where the student needs additional help from something they're learning in the Paris Foundation. Truly anything. We're here to assist students essentially in any way we can. Any other questions or comments or anything else I can share about the program?
Well, I think the operative word there is it's a free program. So that for STEM, and I can vouch for the program it's myself, because my son was invited to do the program at the time that we were paying for a coding program for him. And we got the invitation, I don't know from where, how, but my son was like, okay, I can do 2 programs. And then he fell in love with the Paris program. And then it's like, okay, so you can stick with this one. And so it's an enormous, savings, I think, for parents, right? When you're ditching out something like $300-400 for a program, and then you have the opportunity to have it for free. And I think my goal, because I am so impressed with the program and just how great you guys are in terms of connecting kids who dream of going to some great schools in the country, but who would never have a connection to these schools, that you actually connect them and have meetings with them, and the kids get really special attention. I think if we had more programs like you, our community would be like our students would be flying. So so my goal is to see, and we'll talk more to the superintendent about this, how we can literally partner schools who are interested in STEM, who are doing STEM, so that they can be partnered with your organization and they can just continue to get that exposure. Yeah, and do that work.
From any school, essentially around the world at this point, because we still exist on Zoom, is welcome to join us. Middle and high school students. Again, we operate 10 to 3 Eastern on Saturdays, and we have the free, as you said, the free tutoring and the free STEM speaker series. And yes, we do have connections. So, there's a boarding school that reached out to us and wanted to offer financial aid to the students that qualify. from the Paris Foundation. So we have that direct connection. You're precisely right about that. So, and then we have the tutors that will help the students apply. So we really are here to help, and we'd love any student essentially from around the world that would like to join us. We do have people logging in from all over the world.
Yep. So we're going to be speaking more, but I wanted you to, come and speak directly to some parents and the educators that are here so they can hear about this program, because I don't know how, all my research, because my kid, I don't know, since he was like, 4 years old, he wanted to be an engineer, work for NASA. And it's like, okay. And then one day he woke up coding. What's coding? Well, if you want to go and work for NASA, you need to understand coding. I'm like, okay. So we were, searching, and we did a program that was actually located all the way in India.
Wow.
Right. And then you guys came to us through an email. I don't even know how I got that email, but he's been excited. And I think this is an opportunity that, we should offer to all of our students if possible.
Yes, we're so happy to have your son involved. And again, any other student that would like to join us. And we operate throughout the summer, throughout the spring, fall, winter. We have cycles for every season.
Thank you. So Superintendent Joint, we're going to give you all her information. Please be in touch, and we'll set up a talk between the district office, the superintendent, and the Paris Foundation. And I'm so excited because I didn't know anything about the Paris Foundation. Then I went to research it, and she grew up in the projects in the hood, and she looks like me. And it's like, what? And that's amazing, right? To know that somebody that special exists and wants to keep doors open for people from her community. So for me, that is the most exciting part, because often enough, talking about this is, Women's Month, right? History Month, to know that there are incredible women in our communities doing great jobs. And even when they can be out there making billions and millions somewhere, they're reaching back into their communities to say, you know what, guys, let's go, because there's a better world on the other side. So
definitely. Tanya
thank you.
is amazing. Yes, she is.
Amazing, amazing. So thank you so much, Sarah. And I guess now, go ahead, Sarah, I'm sorry.
Sorry to interrupt. I was just thanking you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so now I think we have the public session, right, where people can actually ask more questions. I don't know if you want to stick around for that. If not, we'll forward you stuff.
Yeah, I'm available.
Okay. So
indeed we do.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
All right, let me get to the appropriate page for this. Oop. All right, we have now arrived to the public participation. Oh, sorry, you guys. That did not share very well. Here we go. Here we are. All right, we will take questions and comments from participants who've joined via computer in the Zoom room. Please press the hand icon on the bottom of your screen to be recognized at that time, or type your name and the word speak in the chat box. When your name is called, please repeat your first and last name before beginning your comment or question. As a reminder, I'm going to simply just run through everything, and then we will go section by section. Then after, we will take questions and comments from participants in the interpretation rooms. We will allow for a pause so that our colleagues from FACE may collect the names of Spanish, Bengali, and Arabic speaking participants who wish to speak. There will be a long pause, and we appreciate your patience. This will allow our interpreters to organize the questions. And then if anyone has called using phone only, we will call out the last 4 digits of your phone number, and we'll manually unmute your line to allow you to say yes or no if you would like to ask a question. If you do wish to speak, please state your first and last name slowly before beginning your comment. So we will go ahead and start with the Zoom. I do see one. Vanessa, do you see one as well?
I do not see any hands raised.
There is
Let
something
me check.
in the chat box.
Something in the chat box.
By Tránsito Quito.
Yes, all he said was see. There's no other comment. Oh, I do see. Okay, he did raise his hand. So I will.
I was about to press the allow to talk.
Okay, I've done it. He has speaking permission now. Sir, you are unmuted. You are able to speak now.
Señor Cuito, usted puede hablar ahora.
Sorry, this is the interpreter, right? Tránsito is on the Spanish interpreting line. So would you like me to let them go now, or would you like to take their question later?
I suppose we could do it now because he's also on the Zoom room.
Yes. Adelante con su pregunta.
Sí, sí, señorita. Lo que pasa es que yo tengo dos niñas.
Linda, I apologize. Unmute yourself because I believe that her microphone.
Okay, this is the interpreter. I'm just going to clarify the question. Permítame, entonces, ¿cuál es su pregunta en referencia al apoyo que necesitan sus dos hijas con la clase de estudios sociales, matemática y ciencias naturales?
Sí,
¿Que ellas necesitan ayuda?
sí, necesitan ayuda. Yo necesito que reciban tutoría.
Okay, so we have Tránsito Quito, and she said, I have two daughters attending 337, and right now they're having issues with their social studies, mathematics, and natural sciences classes, and would like to be assigned tutors to receive help for those classes.
Yes.
Sí.
Is there a way we can link to arrange that?
Sí, sí, le puedo dar mi número de teléfono es 929-236-7094. Si me pueden llamar es mejor que me llamen.
Okay, yes. So
tengo mi correo o ella me puede dar su número de teléfono para yo llamarle. ¿Cuándo le puedo llamar para poder apartar el
quiero aclarar, dijo número de correo electrónico.
¿Perdón?
¿Tiene correo electrónico también? This is the interpreter I'm typing on the chat.
Alvarado Susi 86@iCloud.com.
Ok, y quiero verificar Alvarado, ALVARADO, Susi, SUSIE.
No, ZUZI de iglesia 86@iCloud.com.
Okay. And this is the interpreter. Her email address has also been put in the chat.
Gracias.
Can you Linda, this is the superintendent. Can you
También le
also,
puede dar mi número de teléfono 929-236-7094.
Okay, this is the interpreter. I'm going to verify the phone number. Me dijo 929-236.
Sí, 7094.
Okay. Ya le di el número de teléfono. The phone number has been shared. And I'm sorry, Superintendent Jennifer.
thank you, Linda. If you could also let mom know that now that her email's in the chat, that we will also reach out to her from the district team to find out how we can support her. You mentioned a few subjects, so I just want to see, in addition to the Paris group, we love that, Sarah, thank you. Let's partner and help, in multiple ways. And so during the week, we also want to get her two daughters some assistance. So Sylvia from my team will reach out tomorrow in Spanish to have a conversation with her.
Yes, I will do. Yo le llamo mañana, señora Tránsito. Okay.
Feels like synergy just happened here, but I don't know what happened because it's happening in multiple languages.
That is a great thing about CEC. We are just multi.
Yes. So thank you so much for that, Sarah, and thank you, Linda, for helping to translate. Thank you, Superintendent. So this is great. Any other questions that we have?
I do not see any other hands or any chats in the queue or any questions in the Q&A box.
Okay.
Motion to adjourn?
Well, we're also live streaming, so we might hear from other folks later on because
I
actually
apologize. We are not on schedule, ladies. We do have other interpretation rooms that we have not revisited.
Okay.
So we do need to be sensitive and kind to their services as well.
I apologize. So I take back my motion.
It would be safe to say that we can go on to the interpretation rooms. Spanish, do we have one more question?
¿Hay alguien en la línea de español que tenga alguna otra pregunta en este momento? Pregunto una vez más, en la línea de español, ¿hay alguien que tenga alguna otra pregunta? Okay, Ms. Ria, it seems that no one has a question as of right now.
Thank you, Marina.
You're welcome.
Bangla, do we have a question?
Let me check, please. There are no questions, ma'am.
Thank you, Asma. And last but not least, Arabic. Do we have a question?
No one respond.
Thank you, Kani Selva. It does not look like we have Vanessa, but Miss Quito seems to have her hand raised one more time.
Okay. Let me get to her and looks like the hand is gone.
Oh, we seem to have somebody from MS337 on the call as well. Thank you, Miss Geraldo. Appreciate you. And I believe that concludes our Q&A public participation session.
Motion to adjourn.
I second.
Erendita, the roll call.
Yes, give me one moment, please.
Thank you, sweetheart. Motion to adjourn CEC 8 calendar meeting Wednesday, March 23rd, 2022 at 7:37 PM. Roll call is as followed. Crystal Brockington. Latoya Coleman.
Yes.
Sandra De Jesus.
Yes.
Farah Despain.
Yes.
Lourdes Jabode.
Yes.
Sabrina Rocchio.
Yes.
I'm a yes. Gina Staten. I seen her on here. And Jadali Smalls. All 6 members in attendance have agreed to adjourn the meeting at 7:37. The CC8 calendar meeting at 7:37, Wednesday, March 23rd, 2022.
And I want to say thank you so much to Sarah for the presentation, and to, oh my God, Lexi, even though he's not here right now, and all the elected officials who joined us, the Senator Sepulveda, Council Member Farias, and the Borough President's Office. That's really great. Another sign that synergy is happening, and to all the parents and the educators who were in the Zoom meeting, but also watching us on Twitter and YouTube, because our Twitter page actually, they actually go back and review our stuff and view our videos. This is really good. So we are touching more people. So thank you so much for that. And I guess we'll move on to, what is it that we call it? Our working business meeting. Sorry, I'm a little off. My eyes are killing me, so. Yes. So should we begin? All right, so I'm calling to order, working business meeting at, the time, on Wednesday, March 23rd at 7:39 PM. Of course, if you want to stay with us, that's great, because this is where we get to discuss internal matters. But if you don't, we understand. Because this one can be a little boring. But yes, so go ahead, Aurora, if you would do the roll call for us, please.
Yes, ma'am. The roll call is as follows. CC8 working business meeting Wednesday, February 23rd, 2022 at 7:40 PM. Roll call is as followed. Crystal Brockington. Latoya Coleman.
Present.
Sandra De Jesus.
Present.
Farah Despain.
Present.
Lourdes Jabode.
Present.
Sabrina Rocchio.
Present.
Aurora Robles present. Gina.
Present.
And Jadali Small, I'm sorry. We have 7 members in attendance for the working business meeting. CEC8 working business meeting, Wednesday, March 23rd, 2022 at 7:40 PM.
Sorry, guys.
Hey,
It just did not save when I needed to.
All right. Technology is dancing with us today. Let's have a party.
Oh, man.
I think there's something with the phone systems, because calls are dropping. Virtual stuff is in and out, you know? So I think it's something wrong with the towers.
Mm. When is the science fair again? When is the date of the science fair? Is it next week?
It is April 5th.
Did you see my face? I'm like, I just picked up my phone. I don't know. Vanessa
I did see your face, so I'm here. The science fair is April 5th with the makeup date on April 6th. And the video with all the winners, everything should be up and ready by April 13th before we head into the break.
Oh, okay. The reason
And for
I'm
those
asking.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
For those of you judging, and that's many of our CEC members, we will have a meeting on April 1st, just for the judges and the facilitators, discuss just the procedures in the breakout room and the rubric for the judging.
Vanessa, would you be able to send me that link so I could register as a judge?
I could get you down as a judge, Aurora.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it because I never got the link.
Okay, no, I'll take care of you.
Thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate it.
So I guess the reason I'm asking, Vanessa, is it too late to invite some science community partners?
Invite them in to be
never too late. No, never too
presenters?
late.
Yeah, well, because last year, well, not last year, was it last year? How many years did we do that in a row? We invited GeoAg.
Oh, the GL people were great.
Yeah, they were great,
Yeah.
right? And so I could extend that invitation to them as well. And the Bronx River Alliance, they are great, you know, with little presentations for our kids if it's not too late.
So reach out and loop me in, and so then I'll loop them in with the rest of the team, and we'll go from there.
Vanessa, you'll love them. He teaches how to grow fruits and vegetables with rocks.
Oh,
yeah,
very cool.
And if I may extend an invitation now, Sarah, if you're available or you think, you know, the Paris Foundation might want to showcase something at a science fair, since it's not too late, said Superintendent Vanessa is like, Sarah.
I am but a mere helper in this great endeavor. We have a really great people on this team, so it's very exciting.
Yeah,
the more the merrier.
Great. So then that way that would, you know, get our kids exposed to more stuff. You know what I mean? That's the way I see it. So.
Yeah, I love my science.
Yeah, because I had forgotten about the GeoAg folks. I guess because I'm doing so many things, right? And I hear science fair, but I did not focus on it until like right now. I'm like, oh my God, because we usually try to participate and invite guests, you know, a little bit more. So, but thank you for that, Sarah. So we'll be in touch about the science fair as well.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right, ladies. So just real quick, unfortunately, my agenda did not upload onto the presentation, so we don't necessarily see, but it is pertinent that we are on top of this tonight. We do need to discuss some agenda items regarding the Spring into Health Fair. That's going to come up in May 21st. We do have a budget deadline that we need to meet by April 1st. Unfortunately. So there are some details that we need to square out regarding all events, just in terms of reservation and allocating our budget line items appropriately.
So what we got to do is find out like how many vendors we're going to have and, you know, like how big and how many tables, chairs and all of that. Right?
Yes, correct. And so in the spirit of that also, we do need to assign members. So then we can have a pair of people in charge of something where we can brainstorm and then we can bring it back to the table and to see what the consensus is.
Yeah, well, so I think what Angela is referring to is that, as we had discussed earlier, I think we need to set up event committees. Like, you know, a few people who are handling the health fair, a few people who are handling, you know, the legislative breakfast and the what are we handling?
Well, you can sign me up for all three.
Okay.
Yeah, me as well.
And the parent day thing. And then and I think automatically speaking, Sandra, you and I are automatic members of all committees simply because you're the treasurer and, you know, I'm the president. So we're automatic in those things. But
I want to sign up for the health fair and the parent.
Aurora, you mentioned all three.
All three, Arundita. You know, I'm good at outreach.
Lourdes, which would you prefer to be part of? All three as well? And remember, you don't have to do all three. It's whichever you feel best that you know that your energies are going to go towards as well. Because once we have our ideas in, it will all go out as well.
Well, I already started working on getting vendors for health fair.
Sabrina.
And Sandra did too. So.
I'm in the chat for the health fair. So,
health fair?
But if
Okay,
there's too many
cool.
on the health fair, then I don't mind switching over.
Oh, no, no worries, no worries.
So question, Erendida, for the health fair, are we sticking to the Sunview area? Sandra, jump in anytime.
I think we should. I wouldn't see why not, because considering how all the other events that we are projecting forward, it's covering a beautiful area of what District 8 represents.
No, that's why I'm asking. So that way I disregard completely the Stevenson campus field.
Yeah.
Yeah. What this district has to remember, this CEC member has to remember, we have schools all the way going up to Prospect. So I think that if we did something in St. Mary's Park, that would bring schools like 140 and the schools we have on that side, 333, the Hewitt School, PS 62. I think that we have more schools, you know, that would come out to St. Mary's down this way. Then you're getting Soundview, you're getting families from Soundview and up to Throgs Neck.
Yeah, but the
anybody from
Soundview is
Pointed
the
down.
middle of District 8. That's why we always pick the Soundview area, because everyone could come from Throgs Neck and Hunts Point to the Soundview area. It's the middle of District 8. So it like being fair to everyone. So it will be Throgs Neck and Hunts Point traveling to Soundview, because it's the middle of the district, because we go from Throgs Neck to Hunts Point.
Oh, I keep in mind the legislative breakfast will be in the middle of the district, right?
Correct.
And then you have the Parent Day event that will be all the way by Orchard Beach, right? So it would be fair
so
to have
what
something.
she's saying, to be on the fair side, to do one Hunts Point thing.
Yes, and I support that.
And I agree with that as well.
St. Mary's is in Hunts Point, but still, it does bring more families out that are from those schools down
Isn't
on
St.
this
Mary's
side.
on 149th?
Yeah.
And to be fair, right, when we think about, when we think about the health fair, right, and we think about, pre-existing conditions, right, and we think about the folks who were hit the hardest, by COVID, and when we think about, things like, blood pressure, diabetes, like things that we're really hit by in terms of, an underserved community with a lot of health issues. This would be the place to do a health fair, because you have a concentration of people with those issues.
Correct.
Yeah.
So we'll do one event in each area.
And if we can get the HIV vent to come out again like we did last time, and for stuff and other stuff, the mammograms and other stuff, these are people who sometimes don't get their medical attention that they need, and who may be carrying conditions that they don't know about. So if we can help just shed some light on the conditions, how to prevent them, and then if you have it, how to catch it in that community, I think it's a great idea.
Latoya brings up a really good question. How many vendors are we projecting trying to get at each event? So considering the health fair, what's our goal that we would like a base number for participation?
I think that I I don't know how it was the last time because I wasn't really involved in it. But I think that the most that we can, because then we don't know who at the last minute will not be able to make it. So at least let's say we have 12, right, in a list, and 8 show up. At least we have a nice concentration, a nice amount that is showing up, you know, to provide the services to the community. And then Latoya has her hand raised. Latoya.
Reason what made me bring that up is if we're projecting, we need to throw out a number, right? Let's say if we have a set number on vendors, let's say we say 10, let's do 15. If we say 15, let's do 20. Because like you said, if it do throw out, at least we know. We don't want to do too many and waste money or waste time, and we could have used it on something else. So that's why if we project a number, and let's say if our goal is to have 10, let's do 15 or maybe 20. You never know what can come up out of it.
Correct.
And I agree. And I have to say, the last time we had the health fair, I mean, I don't know, I think we probably had 20 organizations there. And somewhere in the neighborhood of 15, 20 organizations. And I have to say, they all donated their time and services. It was all, everyone that came out, it was all for free. Including the people with the flu shots and stuff like that.
Right. And besides the vendors, is there anything else that you're going to have accommodations for? Like, is there gonna be any, I don't know, maybe district presentations from, like, you know, students performing and stuff like that? Is there gonna be anything of that sort?
Well, why not?
Community engagement on other things and so on and so forth. I don't know. I'm asking.
No, but why not? I mean, last time we didn't have that. It was straight up a health fair thing. But if we can have people to, you know, I don't know, do a rap about health, how important it is, or recite a poem. I mean, it doesn't matter as long as you're promoting health, right? And prevention, right? Because I think something that we don't do very well in the US, right, is to preventative medicine, right? But that's a question that goes to the superintendent, because can she get her folks, her students, to perform?
Absolutely. I would love to get our students to perform. What comes to mind is we have a drum band. I don't know if I'm saying it right, at the Hunts Point Middle School, 424 BAM. We will definitely get them to St. Mary's Park. They are performing in Yonkers. I think it's this weekend. And so we will definitely get them there. And I will get students from our other favorite, Biswa, to do something, some of our high school students. And I know Mr. Frackleton from 448, I can get that dance troupe down there. So I will guarantee at least that, if not more. But absolutely, Farah, whatever you need. And we got to celebrate our kids and what they do.
I think the term is drumline.
Drumline, that's it. Thank you. What did I call them? A drum band?
Drum band.
Well, let's rewind. Drumline from BAM.
And we also have on 131, we have a nice, you know, band. So
absolutely.
Why not? Why not showcase our students, our schools, their arts? I mean, it's not all about, right? It's not about all about, you know, music or what. Even an art department. If the schools have art departments that they could showcase their students' arts, why not? Let's do that, because you know, our children needs to be exposed to all of these things, and what better way of us providing that opportunity for them to be able to come out to their community and say, this is my work, this is what we're doing in our schools. Please consider joining us.
Make the kids feel special.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Latoya has her hand raised. Latoya? Maybe it was from before?
Probably.
Okay.
Either that or her call dropped because everyone's having problems with that, the calls dropping and stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
I like that idea, showcasing our students, our middle schools and our high schoolers, especially with band and some
Yeah.
type of dance. Everybody seems to get engaged, especially for during a health fair. Not only do you want to hear health and preventative information, let's get a little entertainment going on in there.
Yeah.
So would it be fair to project 20 vendors? Just projection. And because we got to go through the numbers, right? So would it be okay to say that we get like that our target is 20, however, we get 14 commitment, and then maybe on the day of we get 12 who show up.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but we're still ahead of the game because
I agree.
we want, we want to get at least several people that show up.
Correct. So that's why we need to kind of actually put a number to it. So then we can, because a lot of the permits that we're going to be requesting, a lot of the other things, people are going to want some type of minimum number. So then they too can be able to provide products in case, especially for health. For example, like you were able to, Aurora, you were able to grant us through Biagi's office, wipes and masks and hand sanitizer. So these are the type of things, tangible things that once we have a number, we know quantities that we're dealing with.
Which Marjorie Velasquez told me she's got more for me.
There you go. See?
And what is the best street to be used during those fairs, and how can we
St. Mary's
block that?
Park is huge.
Yeah, how can
If
we
that's the
block that
case.
whole entire area? I mean, is there entrance that can the buses or the trucks that are gonna come in be able to enter the park, or do they have to park on the skirts of around?
No,
the
they have
park?
parking for buses to come into the park, right in front of the
Beautiful.
rec center. They have parking.
Yeah, the St. Mary's Park is huge.
Yeah,
I
they
think
have
it's from
St. Mary's
138.
Park, the rec center entrance. They have parking for buses.
Yeah.
'Cause I've done quite a few events there, and we have buses of people come in and they park their buses inside.
I think it runs from 138 to
Sandra,
149.
So Sandra, do you think the rec center will be the right place to use, like for the children performance and stuff like that, while the trucks are in the parking, and you know what I'm saying, so that they're not interrupted and everybody gets an opportunity to see what's really being showcased?
I believe so, but I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna find out and I'm gonna make sure.
Thank
Also,
you,
I
Sandra.
want you all to keep in mind that some of these vendors, they can only do certain allotted amounts of time. So if we get an abundance of vendors, they may not be able to do the whole thing. So say some vendors say they can only do the beginning portion and some say they can only do the ending. It'll work out in our favor because we'll have vendors there throughout the whole thing.
Right.
Well, the beauty of it too is that it's an event from 10 to 1.
Right.
So I think like we're definitely gonna be able to get like the creme of the day. Some people are early birds, some people are late starters, and I think like that's like really the sweet spot for our community, especially on a Saturday.
Yeah.
There's
be-
prime shopping around there.
Right. And be really and be really straightforward with them. Like, let's say, like just people that provide, health insurance resources and stuff like that. What are you bringing to provide to the community while they're receiving your information?
Right, because they do giveaways, yes.
Exactly. So we need to be straightforward with them, and when conversating about the logistics of the day and what we expect to receive from them. Latoya's back and I see her hand raised.
No, I just want to say, Erendita, the most important table is a CEC table, where we can have flyers so parents and also children can know what CEC stands for and what we do in the communities. I think that would be very good.
Yeah.
I found the brochure that maybe you can type up and do some little adjustments so we can hand out. I'll be lovely to stand at this table. It does,
Mhm.
I appreciate that. Absolutely.
Sounds good, Latoya. Sounds good.
Like the A-team, I love it when a plan comes together.
Wait, Latoya, are you suggesting that the ones we gave out last time, you found them?
I'm working on that, Farah. You might be in luck, but I found something close to it. I found something
wow.
close to it. So
Good job.
It's very nice. It's very, she'll change it up, put it on a 8x11 paper. We'll hand it out. It's better than what we handed out before. And, at least they can know, because some people don't know what CC is, or, get it in different languages, and we'll take it from there.
Sounds good to me. So now in terms, last time we served snacks, right? And water and stuff like that. Are we thinking of serving some stuff like vegetables, snacks? Because one of our sponsors, like last time, Sepulveda, didn't appreciate some of the stuff that we said were healthy, but as a vegan, he's like, this is just sugar. I would not give that to my kid and stuff like that. So I think this time we have to be a little bit more careful with the foods that we may be offering to make sure that they're really, really healthy and not just sugar.
Well, I think we need to. I think we need to provide according to the event that we're doing, right? And if we're doing a health fair,
that's fruits and vegetables.
Not only fruits and vegetables, because I mean, there's other things that are healthy, like snack bars that are healthy and stuff like that are not sugary. That
But those are the snack bars.
Maybe we could get the food bank to donate some fruits and vegetables for that day, and then we'll buy the health bars, like Lourdes was saying.
Right.
The granola things,
water.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm suggesting. Some of the bars that we thought were healthy bars that we bought, some of the folks who were there were, including Sepulveda, were critical of them because supposedly they were just sugar. And we're like, but wait a minute, they are at least advertised as health bars. Why are they just sugar?
And actually another nice little, another nice little favor that we could create will be like we go to BJ's and we buy several boxes of teas, different like chamomile tea, like whatever that mint or something, and put like 3 little and a nice little
like a gift bag,
like a little like a little nice little something, like a nice little favor. It's a favor.
Yeah.
It's called a favor. It's not a gift, but it's a favor. And you give that as well as everything else, so that when they go home, if they have the need of making themselves a tea or something, or trying a different flavor that they have never tried, at least we could provide something of that sort.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
Erendita, you don't like that? Since you do tea with us every week?
I'm always suggesting a different flavor and letting you know, like the natural properties it does.
I got all sorts of different crazy teas.
A quick synopsis about this, just so then I can make sure that we are all on the same page. So the health fair will be no longer at Soundview, but now at St. Mary's Park. Is that what it is? Is that where the permit will be proposed?
Sandra?
Yes, I think we just agreed on that. Yeah.
Okay. And so we're going to get some of the BAM Biswa 448 students to perform during that time, as well as 131 band.
And I think Superintendent Joint said Soundview Academy's dance troupe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Does anybody has access to farmers market?
Yeah, someone just put that in the chat.
Yeah.
I know that they deal with our WIC offices for pregnant women, so I have connection with a local WIC office I can see and get more information.
I can also try too with the Hunts Point Produce Market.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, Sandra's got a lot of pull in the Hunts Point section because when I needed turkeys and stuff one year, She wasn't on CEC. She got me the extra turkeys.
Yeah. Okay, beautiful.
Well, there is a fish market, right, Sandra?
Yes, there is.
I can't cook, but I can feel some fish being barbecued or something, like being grilled or
We
something.
have fish, meat, and vegetables over here now.
Guys, we're
Wonderful.
live. Don't forget that.
Yes, I
Tony's
understand.
fish, from fishes to
No, I'm
knishes.
just saying, can Sandra hook us up and get us fish too? Because, you
Is
know,
it possible, since we know a lot of vendors in the area that do a lot of fresh produce and fresh meats, different type of meats, is that if we can get vouchers created, so then if people come to the table or come to our event, they receive a voucher and they could go to that vendor like within the 30-day period to redeem. Is that possible to do?
Oh, that's great. That's a
we love
great
that
idea.
engineer.
You're giving me too much now.
No, it's
I have
just
to hit up all these markets.
it's just a suggestion. Not even. You can just hit up 2, 3.
You got
see if
this.
they have some
You
kind of
got this,
program.
Sandra. You got this.
But that's a really good idea. That's a really good idea.
Yeah, I like that.
Listen, you purchase this much and you get this much discount, something of that sort that you could redeem during, or you buy this and you get this for free, something of that sort.
Right.
You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
well, first of all, Erendira, that's where you come in. I'm gonna need a letter so that I can take with me as part of the CEC in District 8, so I can take it with me to each one, because I usually go to each one as a community board member. But
Right.
now I'm gonna go in as a CEC member. So, you know, that's where they're gonna be like, wait a minute, how many committees you want? How much you're always coming to us for something. But now this time I gotta come to you behind the CEC, so.
Yeah, well, Sandra, you just have to tell them to make you president of Huntsville.
That's what everybody says, that I need to be mayor of this peninsula.
That's my nickname in Throgs Neck, the mayor of Throgs Neck.
But Sandra, if I may, you may even want to reach out to Acevedo, the district manager down there, because maybe he could do it for you in one shot.
Well,
instead of
believe it
you
or
going
not,
business to
I'm
business.
at the moment, I'm multitasking. I'm on a full board meeting and I'm on this meeting, so I'm multitasking.
So she's on the
too much.
CB2
You're
meeting?
too cute. Well, go on that meeting and tell them you need a food, a food.
No, that's not a
whatever.
problem. We'll talk after the meeting.
All right, I got you.
And I got Sepulveda there. He just left from this one and got on that one. That's why he's like, Sandra, I don't know why you're getting a pen. You already know my information. So.
Okay, so anything else, Erendira, that we need to touch on that is pressing, important?
Well, regarding
That's
the
time
health fair,
sensitive.
I'm not too well versed about like the general consensus of like what needs to happen, because I can fill in the detail on my behalf, but like in terms of what needs to get done for foundation wise, you ladies are guiding me through.
Right, I will forward you the info. Well, I don't know if anything has changed, but the info for all the folks that participated before, because we partnered up with Montefiore that time, and they brought in all their partners in the Bronx. So it was almost like a one-stop kind of thing, because once
There was a lot of
yeah.
tables too. There was
So
a lot of
I'm hoping that
tables.
Jason is still there, because he's the guy that worked that magic for us. And then Sepulveda's office also was very instrumental. I know Fiorella Beanie, who used to be his deputy chief of staff, actually got us all those connections. I don't know. I know she doesn't work there anymore, but maybe they still have, let's say numbers changed and email addresses changed, but that
Well, you have
he's still.
Yeah, well, you have Sepulveda's number. Give him a
Yeah.
call.
Well, yes, I will.
I think we all have it at this point.
Not only that, but we can also try to get Montefiore, because Crespo now is the director of Montefiore Hospital.
He's the big time director.
Yep, so I can call him up. Marcos Crespo was always there for us. So as him being a former assembly member, I'm pretty
And the head of education.
and he works a lot, so I'm pretty sure if I reach out to him, he'll be able to come out and help us.
Okay.
Yeah,
As far
I
as
mean,
Montefiore
technically,
Hospital.
even the borough president, right, the ex-borough president is at Montefiore. So basically, if you call in the machine from past then,
I call everybody.
right, they all hooked into Montefiore right now. So
Are you serious? Even the old man?
I don't know about the old man, but
No, the old man's
son
still on the
definitely-
council.
He just what?
He's still on the council for some.
No, he left.
Okay.
Farias took his spot.
Oh, good. Then I don't
Yeah.
know where he's at, but he ain't nowhere around.
Well, he was hanging out with King the other day and Cuomo.
Oh, yeah. Hanging out with all the outcasts.
Ooh, let me
We
remind
are
you, this
in
is
a
a public
live,
meeting.
we are on a live stream meeting.
All right.
Can't be
So
saying certain things now.
next on the agenda is the legislative breakfast, brunch, barbecue. What are we
Yes.
doing? How are we swinging with that one?
Yeah,
And
I
that's
think
for the
Rhonda should
June
be the chair of,
4th.
of that one
Huh?
because she has a connection with YMCA.
Oh, well, I'll definitely call in with YMCA. I don't know about being the chair for it, but I'll definitely do the logistics of it. I don't want to commit to being a chair to anything, but I'll definitely be part of all three of the, and whatever I need to, whoever I need to call, whoever I need to contact, I'll definitely help with that. I just don't, please don't put me in that predicament.
No. But definitely for them, this has to be catered, right? It's not just as
Oh, most definitely, yeah.
It's not just as going to grill some some fish on some outdoor kind of thing. So we're gonna need the tents and all these fancy stuff because we can't have our elected officials.
Well, let's find out first with the YMCA. What does the YMCA will provide?
Right.
And what can they, throw in our way? And then we'll take it from there once we get some information on it, okay?
And I'm playing,
But
and I'm gonna play.
But do we
Go
have
ahead.
a date, do we have a
June
date,
4th.
Merendita?
June 4th.
June
That's the first weekend of June, our 2nd
Mhm.
event technically for the year.
Okay, and do we have a flyer for that?
No, not yet. I still have to create a save the date. So then once I have a save the date, so my idea for it is that once people know and they start committing, I am then able to create the formal flyer so then we can just mass produce and share it out. Because right now we don't have anybody. We don't have anybody committed.
Yeah, but in order for us to get these venues, we do need something, right?
Yeah,
Correct.
she
And
does
so
the
that's
save the
why I
date
said the save
ones.
the date.
Okay.
Like I asked her to do for the health fair.
So yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
the other
create
thing is this, and
a formal looking one.
Yeah, the other thing is this, right? Based on our experience, even though you have the save the date thing, and we tell folks to like pre-register, a lot of them, most of them won't or haven't. Maybe we can find ways to encourage them to do that. So then you can say to yourself, "Oh my God, nobody pre-registered. I guess we don't have people coming." And then the day of, people start showing up because they literally registering right before they get there or at the door. So I just want us to be aware of that.
Do we have anything from the past legislative breakfast that I can use as a guide or at least like as inspiration so then I can play with numbers? Or at least like everybody who's going to be involved in the committee of planning, like, do we have that anymore?
I have the old flyer in my iPad.
Yeah, but she's talking about numbers in terms of how, what do you mean by numbers? Like people who attended and stuff like that?
The projected, like the, yeah, like who showed up even after the
It was the
intended.
principal,
It was the principal, the parent association
coordinator,
president, the
and
parent
PTA
coordinator.
presidents.
Right.
Great. So all of that information can be gathered by the committee and shared with me. Because that's so.
I still don't have a full list of
But you
everyone.
see,
the
it is
who's who
impossible,
in every
Erendida,
school.
it is impossible for us to gather that information because, and I'm going to throw this out there now, because CCs don't have a direct contact to any of those parties.
It's not necessarily do we need direct contact of it. It's based off of previous participation, from planning to being present. That's what I'm referring to. It's not necessarily who is physically there.
Okay, because we're
Yes.
telling you is the PA president, the PA PTA president, the principal of the school, and the parent coordinator. It's 3 people per school, and we have 36 schools.
As
you
well
go.
as the local elected officials.
And then the local elected officials. That list, who Farah,
Which I
who
got
has that list?
15 last time.
Okay.
I got 15 legislators last time, including the governor's office.
Bien, entonces tengo 15 que están registrados,
And
incluyendo
and the CEC and District 8 office. I'm assuming District 8
And the
office
borough
did
field
participate.
office people
And the borough
came.
field office.
Mm-hmm.
And we had Richard and I think Jesse from FACE.
And so like a handful of central
No,
face.
well,
We
the
have
last,
a deputy chancellor.
the
for
deputy
FACE.
chancellor was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was there. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yes, we need to recognize her too. Yeah.
Yeah, put it this
Who's
way.
that? Kenita Lloyd?
Yeah.
Yes.
So if we're gonna invite the governor, right, we should also invite the mayor, right?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah,
And the
we
deputy
did invite the
chancellor.
mayor last time. He said no. He
Well-
gave me a flat out no.
Okay.
Different times.
If
Forward.
we could okay, there's a new administration and new new positions in new positions, right? So if you're going to invite Kenita Lloyd, invite also Dr. Desmond, who's the deputy chancellor in leadership. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we need to see what's the ladder of, so that we invite the right people. For the executive director should be there as well. Dr. Cristina Melendez. We will have to, address that accordingly.
Yeah. No, I like this. I'm enjoying this conversation aloud because I think this is going to help us remember the things that we mentioned, as well as allow us to help execute how the save the date, how the flyer, how this invitation is going to look, what we intend for the setting to be like. So going back to location, if YMCA doesn't go through, what is a potential plan B and plan C?
Well, in the past, it has been done in Tosca, the Tosca restaurant. I don't know if that's something that they want to revisit. And what would the eligibility on the date and the capacity that could be held, that could, I
Keep
don't
in
know.
mind, Toscas may not be available because that's graduation
It's
time, so they
graduation
do a lot of
season.
proms.
I was gonna say the same thing, Aurora, graduation season, confirmation season, it's
Yeah.
nursing season, it's
Yeah.
all those.
Exactly.
So, like you got to book far in advance, so.
So what can be a plan C as well? That's why I'm saying like we
Outdoors.
need.
Me and Farah, we're gonna go check out Brewski's because they have a backyard where Senator
Yes,
Schumer
that's true.
had
yes.
a meeting with us.
Where?
Brewski's on Tremont. It used to be Fiddler's Elbow, and it's right on Tremont on the corner of.
Because they have a big backyard.
Yeah, like an outdoor
Hey,
patio.
how about the Yankee Stadium?
Oh my God! But
Ooh,
that's
You have that,
that's
you have that
baseball
pool,
season.
Lourdes? You have that pool?
Lourdes.
Listen, I don't know,
That's
but we could always
baseball
talk with the
season.
borough president's office. I don't know.
Maybe she
If you
pull
can make it
off. You never
happen,
know.
go for it. It
And
doesn't
maybe
hurt
we
to
could have
ask.
the Yankees there.
It doesn't hurt to ask.
The problem is this it's game season. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
that's what I said.
Damn
You
it.
probably have a daytime
Damn it.
game during that time.
Yeah, because it's summertime. They do have a lot of day games and away games.
It don't hurt to try. Pull
Wait, but they
arm
may
out,
have an
Lourdes.
away game, so it'll
Thank
be
you,
available.
Latoya, for the confidence. Thank you, Latoya.
Listen, Lourdes, they may have an away game that day, so we may be able to get it.
You
You
never
never
know. We could ask.
You know, like
doesn't hurt. It
Delano
doesn't
said,
hurt to
you gotta be
ask.
in
You'd
it to
never
win.
know.
We could try because we're doing a Yankee scholarship. I don't know what day we're picking. We're gonna pick our people to come out and they get their scholarship funds. We're doing it for the youth with community board too. Usually it's most of the community boards that go and they get the youth to sign up for a Yankee scholarship. So I can speak to Robert so that he can speak to the person at Yankee Stadium and we can find out if we can actually get that date.
I love this teamwork. I love this teamwork. You
So
go,
being
we
as how I
rock.
just finished on the
PTA
community
rock.
board meeting, I can talk to
Oh,
them tomorrow.
Terry Wong brought up the botanical garden too.
Ooh.
That's
They've
a
had it there in the
beautiful place to have a
in the years
legislative
past.
breakfast.
That is nice, the botanical garden, yeah.
That sounds even better.
Yes, indeed.
The Bronx
You know
Zoo
what else
does
could
events
be
like that.
a thought is, remember when we did that thing with Dr. Tobias at Woodlawn Cemetery? They had the beautiful dining area.
Oh my God,
and
yeah,
stuff.
that was a beautiful place. Yes,
Yeah.
you're right.
It was like, I was awestruck.
And they did a tour. They did a tour for of
That
the-
was
the-
me who rented that. They don't do that anymore. I could try, but I had connections there through the New York Rangers, but they've converted over their programming. I could
Oh,
try.
That was beautiful, Jen.
It is.
That was
I
really
did middle
beautiful.
school programs and high school programs there for years, and then
And the tour of all the musicians.
Hey,
that are
it doesn't
buried
hurt to
there.
ask either, Superintendent.
yeah,
Just like
let me
Hilda,
know.
doesn't
That
hurt to
one I can
ask.
look.
Yeah.
You just never know.
Thank you. That was one of my best experience, Jen.
Yeah, it's beautiful there. Beautiful.
Yep. And people don't complain there.
And you don't have to worry about looking over your back.
That's right. That's right. No, but it was
Since-
lovely. I really enjoyed that experience, and that will be. People will never know that the beauty that exists in there. Honestly.
Yeah. Because I didn't realize they had all that stuff. I knew there was a lot of famous people buried there, but I didn't know they had all that stuff.
Yep.
That's cool. You get a little history lesson with it too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's
it was awesome.
Yep.
So, okay, so in
can
general,
I just ask a question? Tell me
Yeah.
the date one more time.
June
June
4th.
4th.
So my question is, that's a Saturday. It's not
Mm-hmm.
normally on, I mean, in my experience, I don't know. It's not normally on a Saturday. So I cannot necessarily guarantee that those 3 people from every school would be there. So I just want to say, I will mark it. I will anything we need to do. I want them to be there. But since it's a Saturday and it's normally not, I don't know about all the PCs and the principals. It is usually during the week. And therefore I can tell them, you better be there because they are my employees and they have to be there. But on the weekend, I can't attest to that. And
I
you
didn't
know,
even
someone-
realize it was
Well,
a Saturday.
this is-
Yeah, some people
Yeah.
talk about graduations. There's a lot of sports, and I myself coach 2 teams in the spring. And so Saturdays are, that's a tough one when a lot of our folks,
Yeah.
that's their only time at home with their own kids. So I'm
Yeah,
1,000,000% behind it, but a Saturday, I don't think it's ever been on a Saturday I've
No,
been
it
a district
hasn't.
date 23 years. So I don't think I've ever gone on a Saturday.
That's a fair point.
Health fair makes sense because that's a community event
Yeah,
for a Saturday,
right.
but this one saying that we're gonna have a lot of school-based participants, that might be a tougher one.
So, because you are experienced with the community realm of DOE employees, would it also be fair to suggest like a weekday? Like, is there a particular weekday that you seem to?
Any, but it's
I
usually
can
during
say-
the day. It's like 9 a.m., 10 a.m.
I can say,
on the weekday.
my experience at CEC 11 when I done their legislative breakfast, it was always the first Friday in June, and it was always early in the day to avoid those conflicts with graduations and things of that nature, because June is a busy month. But usually no one's graduating, having their parties at 9 a.m.
Yeah, June 3rd. When is the science test? the statewide science test.
That's
because-
funny. I was just gonna say that in the Regents exams. I can look it up right now.
Yeah, that was
Because,
one
you
thing
know,
when we
I
were
know it's always
brainstorming
the
about.
First week in June that they do the statewide science test.
Yeah, let me look.
That was definitely part of our concerns because of just literally coming back in person. Nothing has been certain in terms of just dates and tests.
So the science test, there's a huge window. The last day to administer it is June 3rd, but none of our schools should wait till June 3rd. I don't think that's an issue. The written portion of the science test is on Monday, June 6th. So I would say those are out. And then I would have to look at the Regents exams.
Would we be open as everybody, council? Would we be open to do even Friday morning instead of a Saturday?
I am. I don't know about anyone else.
I agree.
I agree.
You got 3 yeses there.
I go with whatever everybody else does.
Because it's always
Okay,
nice,
there you
because it's great to have superintendent's feedback as well as Vanessa's.
Yeah.
Because that is a definite real perspective. If
Well,
ours,
it is true. It's never been done on the weekend. It's always been done in the early
Yes.
morning hours, and it's always been done during the week. So
And it's also a great way for them to start off their week. Like, yeah, I went to legislative breakfast.
Yeah.
You know, so.
especially if we could lock in the Yankee Stadium, I'm just saying.
Oh my God, that would be so awesome.
Well, I would say unless you got real big pull, I have hosted an event at Yankee Stadium. I hosted a District 8 event there about 4 years ago. It's very expensive. So I got a sponsor to cover it, but I had an event maybe with 75 people, and I think my sponsor had to cover like $75,000. So unless
Holy
someone
shit.
said free,
that's what we're
I don't
looking
know.
for.
It was I got a couple publishing vendors to cover that one. So just FYI, it was nice, but it's really expensive.
Yes, it is.
I hear you.
But to
I hear you,
Sandra's
Superintendent.
point, that community board thing where we give out the scholarships, I mean, I don't even know how you could make a connection there, because I am giving a scholarship out on that day to a District 8 student. So, and I don't remember what the date is, but I know it's in May at Yankee Stadium. So I will be there giving one to one of our students, a BISWA student, but I won't say.
Yes, I know, because I gave the application
See
to
how
the students, a couple of students in BISWA that I thought were capable of getting this scholarship.
Well,
Speaking of students, what's going on with our student member?
I'm gonna have to find out, because the last I heard, she was having family issues.
Oh,
okay.
Let her know that she could reach out to us if she needs
Yes.
to.
I'm gonna be at the school tomorrow, so I'll be
Yeah.
talking to her tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's part of the team. We'll help out, you know?
If we gotta roll out, we
Alright.
gotta roll out.
Anything else?
I gotta start making dinner, so somebody let's
Yes,
let's do
we
this.
have-
Hey,
well,
how many kids?
Sandra, you can't go yet. Erendita, you got to speak about Family Day before everyone goes.
Absolutely. That's literally the third bullet point on our list. We cannot finish this, unfortunately, until we actually speak about it, because I
And
don't
wait,
know the next
before
time.
you speak about that, can you just confirm, did we decide when the day of this legislative breakfast is? Because I do want to start telling principals now and PCs now and to make sure they clear that day.
To be fair, honestly, I think if we were to change it rather than the Saturday to the Friday morning, it will let them know to promote not to use the absolute last day for science tests on that Friday.
Yeah,
that
no, I
it
can
would-
tell them that. That's
yeah.
easy. So I'll put that in my tentative
Do we
mind.
all agree? Do we
And
all
very
agree? Farah,
importantly,
do you hear me?
And very importantly, that the parent association, and parent teacher association president, that they are invited. Just
Yes.
that one person. You know,
Yes.
if that one person cannot
president.
make it, they should
could add
send
a
a designee.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And Farah and I, at a minimum, attend all of the PAPIC meetings. Vanessa does too, on the fourth Monday of every month. And so that's something we can market as well. I see Deirdre gives a smile because she'll be there. She was on the last one. She's also on my parent advisory. And so we could definitely get those PA presidents there with Angela's help. Realizing that'll be interesting, right, Lourdes, because the elections, right? So that's something we just went over, not me, Angela went over a PAPIC around elections. And so we would have new, possibly, presidents for that legislative, because the elections in many cases could be held prior to that date. I know Angela gave all the time frames, and I don't
Well,
remember.
technically, they don't start to July.
They don't
Okay,
start until
okay.
July 30th. I mean,
Okay,
until
so
July
it's
1st.
the
sorry.
current, so it's the
July
current.
1st.
Right.
Okay, so that's a
what I
good
said.
clarification. We'll get them there.
Well,
Right.
that's a nice treat to end this school year with that.
Absolutely.
Wait, what was that? I missed it.
She was on her other meeting.
With the
I
current,
didn't finish. I just didn't hear you because my granddaughter's telling me she's hungry.
The PA presidents must be invited. If they can't make it, they are to put a designee from the PA in their place to attend that day.
Okay, well, what was it about the elections?
Oh,
Well,
she said the
elections-
elections, maybe
Right.
we could invite the new people, but they don't start until July 1st.
Right.
Okay, because, all right.
Yeah, but we can always invite them.
So then you have to, then you will have to see.
We did that
which-
last time, and last time we did have it on a Friday. So I don't have a problem with that per se.
Right.
All right, so
So
we
June
got,
3rd.
we got 5 yeses because Laura said whatever everyone else says.
June
And
3rd
we
it
did
is.
invite new elected people, just as a, because last time we discussed it, that was a way of onboarding them. So
There you
So
go,
then-
Jen. It's
so-
on a
so
weekday.
So
It's
then
on
you
a
have
weekday,
to,
Jen.
so then you have to cater then for, rather than 3 people, you're gonna cater for 4 people.
Yeah.
It adds up.
Okay?
That's where we could hit up some of the politicians for some money.
Laura, stop eating.
I'm drinking
Making me
tea.
hungry.
I'm drinking tea.
So from what time to what time? June 3rd, 2022. From what time to what time are we? What's the window?
Last time we started at 9.
Yeah.
9 to 12, 9 to 11,
I think it was 9 to 1.
9 to 1.
We
Okay,
did.
so it's a 4-hour window. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because you get the breakfast, then you get,
Our
know, time
brunch,
to
like-
mingle, then take
Yeah.
pictures, then, all the speeches from the people that are, so on and so forth. So yeah.
So where are we doing this at?
So priority
don't know yet.
location. So priority location from what I've written down is YMCA Castle Hill. And then if that
Okay.
doesn't fall through, look at Tosca Marquee, the restaurant. And if that doesn't fall through, Brewski's because of the open patio. And if
Ooh,
that doesn't fall
Brewski's,
through, and maybe Botanical Garden, Yankee Stadium is a long shot, and the cemetery location that Superintendent Joint made, it's a long shot. But hey, it's worth asking regardless. We need to
Yeah.
ask now since we're 2
Yeah.
months out.
Yes, because we would need
Right,
vendors to bring in some brunch if we do it somewhere else.
right, but if I would say YMCA's first location, Brewski second location, because we're trying to keep it outdoors. Botanical Garden, and then what is that thing called? The Yankee people, Yankee Stadium.
Just a heads up,
That's
Botanical
right, I know
Garden
that's
So
is
what
you
I
nice
said.
as well.
So you remove Tosca's.
Not necessarily, but I think it's a last resort, right? Because we're trying to stay outdoors,
Yeah, I do remember that the
Well, you know,
vibe and the feel was
Tosca's has
al
the
fresco.
rooftop.
They do have a rooftop, that is
Yes.
true.
Yes, they do.
It's hot though. There's no air conditioning. But if you
Yeah.
don't, those are all places in District 8, but the other place you could look at is
What
Split
about,
Split Rock Golf Course.
yeah,
Golf
what
course,
about,
which one?
Wait, Lourdes,
Split
what are you
Rock.
saying? What are you
Split
saying?
Rock?
I said it's not in District 8, because all those places are in District 8. It's nice to have it in District 8, but Split Rock Golf Course, you could do it outside. And that's a very nice venue as well. And they-
That's a pain in the ass to get to though, unless you drive.
Laura,
We
no,
are
no,
live.
live.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so how about the Pine? The Pine has a room that is connected to 2 open areas.
What's the Pine?
The Pine
It's
is
a
Frank and
restaurant.
Jonathan Bronxdale Ave.
Yeah.
Rosedale, yeah.
Restaurants, nice.
So
Yeah,
that's
it's really nice.
Let's start calling. Let's start asking.
And
get quotes.
it has a room that actually connects to 2 open areas from
Let's
the same
get
room.
quotes. Let's get quotes from each place. This way we figure out what we're doing.
They do a lot of DOE events.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. They are a vendor.
Amazing. Because I think once we have an idea of the where, since we know the when, it will help bring the number in terms of invited guests or anticipated guests, better said. Food? Like what kind? What theme of food? Like how does that work with planning this?
Well, because it's a 9 o'clock affair, 9 a.m. affair. Breakfast will be the right.
So breakfast brunchish.
Yeah, they have the breakfast buffet.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, the
Which
usual,
usually
you know,
has the
some
bacon, eggs,
some
sausage,
bacon, eggs,
fruits,
sausages, French
fruits.
toast, fruit. Yeah.
But guys, one mic.
The works pretty much. Okay, amazing. I appreciate this, ladies.
Coffee.
All right, time check, 8:37. Let's now go into Parent Day, Family Day.
Orchard Beach.
Orchard Beach.
Arendita, I was
Yes, Latoya.
wondering, with Parent Day, if you can reach out to the guy with the Parks Department of getting a stage, of having maybe the presenters, do something for Family Day,
Yes, I can. It was really cool to talk to earlier today.
And what will be the main purpose of Parents' Day, Family Day, Parent Family Day, whatever that is? I don't know.
To get the district together.
Okay.
Like we're coming off of COVID. So
And
do we have celebrate?
Do we have a date?
June 11th. So it'd be the following Saturday.
Okay. Will there be any recognitions at this event?
Not to my knowledge
Yeah,
that people brought up.
Traditionally, we do recognize people at both the legislative breakfast and Parent Day, right? And even in terms of the health fair, I don't see why we couldn't. I mean, that's just part of what we do.
Yeah, I honestly think we should stay out of the recognizing at the legislative breakfast. I think that the legislative usually do that. So they bring their own to whoever it is that they want to give it to.
No, I know, but we provide them a list, right? And they make the the stuff. But I'm saying that generally speaking, there's a little ceremony that we do in terms of recognizing people for.
Well, in the past parent day that we have done, PAPTA, PAPTA, someone from the parent leadership will be, and that will be worked on through the SLT, the schools and the SLTs, as of someone to be nominated for a recognition, right? And then we'll go ahead and do a certificate, or even I'm sorry, Latoya, I see you, just give me a minute. We even go ahead and collaborate with elected officials that would even provide certificate as well from their offices. So I don't know if that is something that you want to continue, that you looking at to do. And if that is the case, then we need to work very quickly on, once we finish the first event on June 4th, work or while we're working on the June 4th event, work on collecting the names of the nominees for, or the award, the award recipients actually, for the June 11th, right? And that's done through, the paperwork will be sent to the school with the details of how, what the requirements are, and the SOT, collaborating together will consent to who should be, the person awarded for their school. Could be a community member, could be a parent, so on and so forth, or even both.
Yeah, but keep in mind, even with the Kindness Awards, the SLTs were, a lot of schools excluded their SLTs from picking the people who received the awards, so.
Okay, but we're going to make sure that the request of how, the request and the logistics and how the what the requirements are for this member to receive an award goes directly through to the SLT chair.
So
Would
you're
that be
saying the
possible? Would
SLT
that be-
chair,
would
and that
that-
could be a GOE employee, which means the parent members are not included. You understand what I'm saying?
We need to start. We need to have a little bit of confidence, somehow. We have to a little bit, just a little bit. We need to try to, give an opportunity for schools to literally.
We need the
just do
parent
what they're
involvement in
supposed to
that
do.
choice. We need to make it clear that we need the parent involvement in that choice.
Correct, but that will be in the logistics as of how the process will take place.
Right.
Any other
Is that it?
comments? I don't know.
It can't be it. We're still trying
Sarah?
to figure out what Family Day, Parent Day it means for us to
And what is-
provide for the community. What do we envision? So if we're gonna have it at Orchard Beach, right, which is very tempting to go to the beach and just have good time. There's a park. What does that mean to represent the community? How do we make sure that they come to us before they break off?
Right. And what is there for them to do? Latoya, I saw your hand. Bendita.
Arendita, I have come to, correct me if I'm wrong, I just want to say, having that day of getting all communities together, the different languages, of knowing each and everyone's background and getting to know, because we are one, we are unity.
Ooh, a cultural show.
Making it into a multicultural show?
Yes, because I might live in Hunts Point and Longwood and might not know what my neighbor, background is, or their language, or their native thing. And, we can show something and have people know about other languages within the district.
It could be a, so how about Latoya, a multicultural show?
Didn't Farah include art in that?
That sounds good.
Multicultural
How
art?
about
She had suggested, yes.
Art, and how about like people will bring like a dish or something that they of their country or something to share, just like in little cups, with the other family.
PS 72 used to do that. It was Family Around the World, and it was really good because all the different cultures brought foods from their culture.
So how about collaborating with District 72 to give us the logistics of what they used to do?
Christina Trinidad is on the call right now. She's from PS 72.
There you go.
I can ask.
I love how you just called her out, Miss Trinidad. You got called out. Pretend you're not here if you don't want to answer.
I love her.
I saw
She's
her on
great.
there, but I didn't call her out.
I love Miss Trinidad. She's great.
Who doesn't love her?
That will be a great thing if we could do something of that sort. Some cultural multicultural, like showcase of art and showcase of dances. Oh my God, that will be so amazing.
Or también
Oh, Sandra, you went mute.
Okay, now how about if we go with the multicultural traditions?
Traditions.
You
Okay.
know, everybody has a different tradition with their families or their culture. That would be something that we can bring up also.
Okay.
Also, it would be nice if, you know, as us 8 members on the board, if we have different backgrounds, we might can talk about our cultural backgrounds if the members feel comfortable doing that. And maybe
might get-
another parent will join us and speak up on theirs.
I might feel brave enough and feel good enough to give you a plena dance from Puerto Rico, dressed in the whole entire attire. How's that?
I like to see
You
that.
got your maracas?
I like to see that.
No. I'm not Mexican. I'm Puerto Rican.
And Farah, I just want you to speak some more French, okay?
Yeah, well, French and Creole. I'm not exactly French. I'm of a Haitian background.
Too
Born
bad
in
Farah
Brooklyn
don't know
with
how
a
to.
Haitian background, huh?
Too bad you don't know how to cook because I love Haitian food.
I can get you people to cook
Told
Haitian
you
food.
out like that.
I know. Like, what's up with that?
Yo, that's yummy.
I'll ship you to a restaurant in Brooklyn where they can feed you Haitian food. Shoo. You know, I think the last time we spoke about this, we agreed on what we would call a multicultural arts festival that would include all of these things, right? The culinary arts, you know, visual stuff, dances, music, just everything. So the minute you cover it under arts, anything goes, right? People will tell you what they want to do, what they want to bring to the table, and then we'll take it from there.
Yeah.
So,
sounds great.
How many
I
participants?
agree.
How long? What's the time span of this event are we looking at?
I mean, I would think like around a Women's Day event. I mean, that used to be at least 4 to 6 hours, something like that. And I don't know.
10 to 2?
I would say about 6 hours because it's Orchard Beach. And it'll probably be a really nice
I wouldn't
day.
stay that long. I will go in and out because if I stay that long exposed to the sun, I will be roasted.
Well, we have a tent for you.
They have it near the
and in the
paddleboard courts
hospital
and stuff. They have the picnic area, which is shaded by the trees. There's benches there and everything.
Girl, you won't believe. I will cook and roast even under that.
How about the
they have barbecue grills there too.
And end up with second degree burns.
So
That's what happened to me. At the last event.
And there's sprinklers over there too to cool you down.
Like what about the idea of the tent, Lourdes? Would the tent not help you? Like if you were to take your break inside a tent? So what are you gonna do? Take a break inside your car? Okay.
So for Orchard Beach in general, we would still need a permit, correct?
Yes.
So we would have to literally solidify the exact location of usage of space. So I understand that we have many things that we want. I think with this particular committee, that is number one that we need to figure out exactly where. And that will literally give us the capacity of the number of people to participate for.
Well, Farah mentioned reaching out to the borough president. I'll reach out to Marjorie Velasquez,
Well,
city
and you
council
also
person.
right, and you also have to think that because it's around that summer, I don't know if they will be the summer, and it's Saturday. Is it a Saturday event?
Yeah.
So and there'll probably be, I don't know, before Ruben Diaz Jr. used to do the Saturday
It's Sunday concerts.
salsa,
Sunday concerts,
salsas
freestyle
and stuff
concerts.
like that, right? So I don't
Yeah.
know if that is something that's going to continue or if there's going to be called something else. So that we need to find out, collaborate with the office of the borough president to see what is expected to be done during those days. Maybe we could collaborate together and sort of like do a joint something. Since, you know, the permits might already exist, why not use, you know?
Yeah.
Well,
So
in
how
all
many
of that
hours are we talking?
discussion- Go ahead, Sandra. Or who was speaking? I don't know who was about.
Sandra.
Sandra. What was your question, Sandra?
That was good.
Did we
Was
lose
saying
her?
how many hours?
I think we lost her. Did
No.
we?
She's there, but
Can
she
you hear
was
me now?
inquiring about.
Yes, we hear you now.
Okay, that I was saying the hours and the times. Will we do 10 to 2, 9 to 2?
I
I'm
would
just-
think we would want to do as early as 9, maybe
Yeah.
8.
Farah said 6 hours, so.
Well, she suggested 6. It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be 6.
Yeah.
Because then
Not
you know
only
we
that,
might,
I said 4 to 6 hours. What we used to do for the women's event is 4 hours of other stuff, you know, information, different little activities, and then we eat and dance because we used to have a live band for the other 2 hours. So you know,
Honestly, Farah, I think this event should be about like what we said, you know, specific to a few showcases of, you know.
oh no, I know that's not
multicultural-
what I'm saying. Yes, I get that.
Okay.
That's not what I'm saying.
If you're gonna provide food, then food, and then you know, people break out to do family time with each other in within the beach, right? Some shows, whatever shows those may look like. I don't think that it should be more than 4 hours because we're going to present some awards. So we
Yeah,
need to have
I mean, I
space
don't
for
know.
those
I
awards.
never, all I said was 4 to 6 hours based on what we've done before. The other thing that I don't want to do is like, let's say, you know, first of all, we should be flexible enough, right? Let's say we get there 3.5 hours, things just die down because for whatever reason, it didn't fly and flow the way we wanted to. People should be free to leave, right? And let's say it gets so hot, like things are so enjoyable and people are having a good time, they don't want to go, then we should have, you know, a little flexibility in terms of ending the time. So that's why we give ourselves a window of when, you know, when we would be available for this, but then how much time it really takes will depend on how many activities we get, right? Because let's say you put it out there and you ask families to do things and to showcase things, and we only have 3 acts, right? Obviously, we can't do the 4 to 6 hours, right? But if we have 20 acts, that may take that long. So I'm just saying that we need to give ourselves some flexibility as we get closer to the date to really see what's on the table. Because right now we have no idea.
Okay.
And that's where the committee comes in.
Good point.
Yay. All right. So the activities we're not sure, but we're looking at a window between 4 to 6 hours. Like you mentioned, it would make sense to just have a permit of 6 hours, but we don't have to exercise all 6. We can
Right.
literally have the event from like 9 to 1. We can advertise, and if it's so good, we just know that we have that cushion, and because we were able to forward project that.
Okay, cool.
So we can always do that too.
It's going to be 9 o'clock.
So yeah,
Yes.
time check, 6 minutes until 9. I think we're at a great place right now. Do we agree on that?
Yes.
Yes, but I still want to bring up the fact that we, and I know this is not necessarily an event, but we still need to find a way to hang out with the principals and the PCs. We still haven't gotten to that. And that is something that we need to do before the year ends. So I don't know how we're going to do that, if it's on Zoom, if it's in person, I don't know, but that is still on the table, but that's still, so those are not community events. It's just, you know, us, but we have to figure out a way to do it.
I think we should do it through Zoom.
Yeah, and what's going to be done during that time?
Well, I think in terms of the principles, it's us advocating for some of the things that we need to happen, like strengthening PAs and SLTs and, you know, issues like that. Because those are, and, you know, parent involvement, violence in the schools. I mean, there's plenty to discuss, I think, with principals and PCs.
I agree.
I second that.
So Farah, you basically you're going to put agenda together for this? So maybe, all the members could go over to, for maybe Superintendent Joy to go over. We can have this, maybe before the actual events begin. That would be nice.
Yeah, I mean, maybe
give
because we did
idea.
scratch April for community events, so perhaps April would be the month where we find a way to get together with the principals and the PCs.
That's where Superintendent Joy comes in.
It sounds
Hey,
good. You just
Superintendent
have to
Joint
let
is
me know
everywhere.
what the forum is, if you really want to have conversations around some of those items. I don't know if a big group on Zoom makes the most sense. I mean, maybe Zoom with breakout rooms. So there's small pockets, you guys are liaisons to different schools. So maybe different rooms with your schools. I don't know. It really, however you wanted to do it. Or even something outside, even if, I don't know, even something was going to happen in Soundview Park and now it's not. I don't know, maybe even just an outside gathering. I don't know. You guys let me
That
know.
sounds good to
I love
me.
it. I love it. Soundview Park. Soundview Park.
Yeah, I like
That
Soundview
sounds
Park.
really good
That's
to
where
me.
I
Yes.
hold events. We do a barbecue there every year called the Grill and Chill.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think that'd be nice. People would come, we can have everyone bring a dish. When Sylvia, Vanessa and I organized that last July, everyone brought stuff. There was too much food. So maybe just break some bread and have some conversations. But if you want it more formal, you just let me know. Whatever
No,
date
I
you
like
want
your
it.
I love
idea.
what you just said.
Yeah.
I
I
love it.
like your idea.
That sounds more relaxing.
Yeah.
No, doesn't have
And
to.
more
No
commu-
tension, no animosity. Just getting to
Exactly.
know
And
each
not so
other.
sterile. It's not
Right.
stiff,
Community building.
Yeah, maybe we could even do some community building. I'll say games, I don't know, activities, I
That
don't
would be
know.
awesome.
Like get to know each other, laugh a little, and then talk about the stuff we want to talk about. I think that'd be great. I mean,
That baseball game.
Yeah, I was
we
thinking that
were
too.
supposed to have
Softball,
softball with
baseball.
the superintendent, Farah. I don't forget. So whenever you want, I'm ready. And my season's starting, so I'm ready.
Or
But
maybe even volleyball.
whatever you want, you got, we had people bring cornhole, if you guys know the game cornhole, and people were playing and, just talking, laughing. I mean, I was grilling, so let's plan a date, you let me know when, we'll make it happen. If we're doing it outside, let's wait till it gets a little warmer, because
Yeah.
Lourdes don't like the sun, but I don't like the cold. So we gotta, so let's
I'm with
make
you,
it in
Jen.
the middle.
And I'm in between. I don't like it too cold and I don't like it too warm.
Me neither. I'm with you, Lourdes. So let's make it a time
The
when we
comfortable
feel
weather.
got the right climate. But and
Yeah.
That's towards the end of April.
yeah,
It's
William
usually
Rivera
comfortable
from
weather.
Community Board 9 said whenever we need a permit for that park, just let them know. And there's a bathroom there. It's easy access from PS 107 if people need to park. So I always like that location.
Right.
If it wasn't because it was Memorial Day weekend, I would say, let's celebrate my birthday, May 28th.
Oh, I'm a May baby too. All right.
There you go. Come on.
See, all right.
May 6th, right, Superintendent?
You're
Look
good.
at
But yes, Jen is fine, but it's not May 6th, it's May 4th, but that's because
May
you were
4th.
even
Okay.
close.
Yes. But I know
Yes.
that one of my best friends was on that date. So whichever one. So
See, you got
yeah.
a good memory.
I try. It's leaving me now. But there was
No,
a
me
time,
too.
if I hear
Ladies.
it, I remember it. If I read it,
Yeah.
I remember it.
Okay.
No,
Ladies and gentlemen,
Look,
9
it's 9
o'clock.
o'clock, but give me a date. Give me a date. So let's book it. So let me know, let Ed and
I
Vita
like-
know.
I like
and
the
let's-
idea of your birthdays. Let's find a date to celebrate your birthdays.
All right, somewhere in between the two, middle of May. Let's look at the calendar and then we'll pick the date. I think that's great, and people will be happy to come out.
Wonderful.
I think so too.
Sounds great.
Amazing, everyone. Beautiful.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion to
Oh, wait,
adjourn.
one
Second.
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 I got a lot of seconds there.
Call, roll call, please.
I'm waiting for her to pull it up, honey. Which it's, let's see. Crystal Brockington, Latoya Coleman, Sandra De Jesus,
Still here.
Farah Despain,
Still here.
Lourdes Jabode,
Yes.
Sabrina Rocchio. Sabrina?
She signed off. Her kids were screaming.
No,
Oh,
I'm
yes.
here. I'm here.
Oh.
She's here. She's here.
All right.
Hanging in there. They're still
I'm
screaming.
a yes. Gina signed off
I think so.
and Jadali.
Crystal's here. Crystal,
Yes, she
Crystal's
jumped
here?
on.
girl,
Crystal is here. Where?
she raised her hand.
I don't see her.
Yeah, she told us in the chat she was getting on. She was stuck in traffic and stuff, but she's here. She made it to the last leg.
Literally the last adjournment.
Well,
I
where is
will-
she?
I don't know.
I don't see her, guys.
Oh,
Well,
then no
meeting
more.
ended at
Maybe.
9:02.
9:02.
I think she's
Yeah.
in the attendee room.
Oh, that's why.
All right,
Yeah, she is.
everybody have a good night.
Good night.
Yeah,
Night,
Crystal is on
everyone.
the
Let
attendee.
Night,
Crystal
So
everyone.
in for 1 second. Let Crystal in for 1 second and then say goodnight to her.
Yeah.
Is she still there? I'm joking.
Yeah.
Oh, there she is. Hi, Crystal.
hey, Crystal, thank you for joining us. So we just adjourned.
The quickest meeting Crystal ever attended.
I couldn't
One
unmute
second.
myself
Sign
and
off.
speak, but I did hear the last 10 minutes. So I agree. Go ahead.
All right.
No.
Thank you,
Good
everyone.
night, everyone.
Right, good night.
Good to see everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.